into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning Expresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very good morning, Sanbonani Dubelam. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Monday, the start of a brand new week and a brand new month a couple of days ago.
It is.
We walked into October.
We are in October, but it's not just October. It's the month where we love to spread hope, and of course, it's Hope-tober 2022, which has officially arrived, and we are so excited because we have partnered once again with Adcock Ingram's OTC Sponsors of Brave to inspire hope in Mzansi, and what an incredible campaign.
Absolutely. So it'll be all about that this morning with a couple of sprinklings of all kinds of things that happened over the weekend. We, of course, know that it was a weekend full of sporting action. Hey, how you guys doing? We bring you greetings from the summit of the table as the occupiers of Top Spot. Thank you very much. But you wouldn't want to be changing your channel this morning because I think this deserves a little bit of a cheers moment and a little bit of a sip of coffee. I don't know if you saw who was at the gate this morning.
I did, and I thought, did I come to work on a Sunday? Like, what is happening? No, we're asking you not to change your channel. It's not Sunday. It's just Derek Watts who is here today. He, of course, is the legendary TV presenter, and he's joining us for a very inspirational morning, which I'm so excited for. And we are even, going to put him through a bit of an omelette challenge. We have to put legendary guests through a bit of an omelette challenge.
Derek's been lightening up, just kind of loosening up, these days. So we're going to be putting him through his paces. And then we, of course, have a legendary artist, equally legendary in her own name and lane as well, PJ Powers. She's given us so many big moments in sporting history, and she'll be here to entertain us with hair-raising, nostalgic performances. It's going to be absolutely stunning.
What a great way to start off the week.
I'd say. Graham, how are you doing this morning, brother? Great to see you. Greetings from the summit.
You lucky PJ Powers is here, and I'm just hearing World and Union in my head, man. Cat looks like a nice guy, but he's not, eh? He's actually not a nice guy at all. No one likes him. No one likes him, in fact, or his silly footballing team. Yes, if you have the bragging rights this weekend, well done. Some incredible footy, and we're going to get into some of that sporting action in just a moment. But, of course, you have an opportunity to be brave as well. And it all starts with an idea. So how about we sweeten the deal with 2,000 Rand, courtesy of Adcock Ingram OTC, the sponsors of Brave. And how I need you to earn that this morning is by telling us what you wish for this beautiful land of ours. What is your message of hope for Mzansi? This whole month, we are hopefully going to be inspiring you to see life through a different lens. So help us do that this morning. Drop us a WhatsApp voice note, 063-408-8863, or start that conversation on your favorite social media platform. Our team will join in. We'd love to hear from you throughout the morning. But most importantly, if you're an Arsenal fan, just keep quiet and don't do a thing for the next 3 hours. We got you covered. Let's get into those news and sporting headlines. Take our cost of the toll after this long weekend.
Thanks very much, Mr. Richards. Just gone 3 minutes past 6 o'clock. Let's take a first look at the news headlines on this Monday morning. On the national news front, the electricity supplier Eskom has announced that Phase 3 load shedding will apply until 5 o'clock on Thursday morning. Now, this is reported to be due to major generating units breaking down at several power stations. Meanwhile, the newly appointed Eskom board members have officially started their work. Now, the 13 members are made up of experienced industry experts and have received wide praise. The board will be chaired by Mr. Mpho Makwana, currently the independent non-executive chairman of JSE-listed ArcelorMittal SA Limited, who served also as a non-executive director of Eskom between 2002 and 2011. In other news, the Western Cape Mobility Department says it will enhance road safety campaigns in the coming weeks to mark Transport Month. Now, the campaign was launched on the Cape West Coast near Langebaan yesterday. Dozens of vehicles were stopped and searched. Provincial Mobility Minister Dalen Mitchell said more operations would be conducted throughout the month. Mitchell said, quote, "We endeavour to create or reduce road fatalities on our roads in the Western Cape as we lead up to the festive season." Now, reflecting on international news on this Monday morning, a trainee doctor who worked on the front line battling the Ebola outbreak in Uganda has died of the virus, the health ministry has announced. Ali Mohammed, who's 37 years old, had come from Tanzania to study for a master's degree in surgery. He was one of 6 medical trainees working at Mubende Regional Hospital who contracted Ebola. Now, Mohammed is the second health worker to die of the virus. The first was a midwife from a private clinic in the Mubende district, and the number of confirmed Ebola cases in Uganda stands at 35 with 8 deaths. Now, Pope Francis yesterday appealed to Russian President Vladimir Putin, imploring him to, quote, stop the spiral of violence and death in Ukraine and denounce this absurd risk to humanity of catastrophic nuclear war as tensions escalate. Now, Francis uttered his strongest plea yet on the 7th month of war as he addressed the public at St. Peter's Square in Rome. It was the first time that he had cited Putin's leadership in public, and the pontiff asked what more has to happen, how much more blood has to flow before the war ends. Now, finally, South Africa was as astounded as the rest of Trevor Noah's audience when the South African announced on Thursday night that he'd be leaving The Daily Show, and it remained quite the topic on social media during the past weekend. Now, reports have it that Roy Wood Jr. is in the running to take over from Noah. Wood, who has been closely linked to the show for the past years, and it's said that he's seen as someone who could fill in or be Noah's successor, which are certainly big shoes to fill. Now, when the 31-year-old Noah took over the satirical news and talk show in September of 2015, he was relatively unknown in the US, but already a rising star in South Africa. And now, 7 years later, and now an international superstar, he has called it a day. And he says, quote, I've realized there's another part of my life that I wish to carry on exploring. I miss going to other countries and putting on shows. I miss just being everywhere doing everything. And fortunately for this country, one of his new envisaged horizons is a South African tour next year, and I'm sure we as a country cannot wait to see Trevor Noah back on stage here on home soil. Well, that's it for the first look at the news. Right now, let's take a look at those sporting headlines, and my goodness, it's going to be something fantastic.
Let's take stock after the worst sporting weekend on record. No, it was a tough one, I think, for all of us, especially fans on the cricketing front, because we were given so much hope. 2 brilliant batting performances yesterday, but it was India who survived an unbeaten 106, one of his best knocks, in fact, by David Miller, to clinch their first ever T20 series win against South Africa on home soil with a 16-run victory in their second match. Credible performances all round. Surya Kumar Yadav smashing 61 of just 22 balls, then put on a 102-run stand with Virat Kohli, who made 49 not out. And that drove India to 237 for just 3. Excuse me, in reply, South Africa, they gave it a good knock, finished on 221 for 3, thanks to an unbeaten 171-run stand between Miller and Quinton de Kock, who really did have to battle through, but started to find his form. The hosts now take an unassailable 2-0 lead in that 3-match series as a result. The third T20 takes place tomorrow, and that's the final match for both teams ahead of the T20 World Cup, starting on the 22nd of this month. But looking at their form yesterday, I think all other teams should beware. Likewise, on the footballing front, I think we've got our Golden Boot winner already, Erling Haaland and Phil Foden, both scoring hat-tricks as Manchester City ran rampant. They thrashed Manchester United 6-3 to move within just a point of Premier League leaders Arsenal. So it was just the 4th time in Premier League history, in fact, that 2 players from the same team have scored a hat-trick in the same game. It was also Haaland's 3rd hat-trick just this season. Incredible. So Arsenal claiming a 3-1 win over their North London rival Spurs, thanks to goals from Partey, Jesus and Xhaka, putting in a brilliant performance there as well. Liverpool, they continued their stuttering start to the season, playing out to a hard-fought 3-3 draw against Brighton, while Conor Gallagher, he scored the decisive winner against his former club as Chelsea. They came out 2-1 on top over Crystal Palace. Then on to rugby, plenty to be positive on that front. The South African teams made it 4 from 4 yet again in another amazing weekend of rugby rugby for the local sides. And that's, of course, in the third round of the URC. So the Bulls, the Stormers, Sharks and Lions all occupy spots in the top 8 of the standings. The local action started Friday night when the Bulls kept their composure, I think, to beat Connacht to 28-14 for their third straight win. Then the Lions completed a Welsh double by defeating Cardiff 31-18. And the Stormers, they looked sharp, beating Edinburgh 34-18 in a repeat of last season's quarter-final, where in that final match of the weekend, the Sharks then edged out the Dragons 2019 in another thriller. Then on to Formula One, Sergio Perez won a rain-affected Singapore Grand Prix, leaving the Red Bull teammate Max Verstappen waiting for at least another week to retain his Formula One World Championship title. So the Mexican finished 7.5 seconds ahead of the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc and was given a 5-second penalty for a safety car infringement, meaning that he was not stripped of the race win, though. Then Carlos Sainz completed the podium, while championship leader Max Verstappen could only manage a 7th place finish. This means the World Championship lead over Leclerc has been cut to 104 points ahead of this weekend's Japanese Grand Prix. Perez is 2 points behind Leclerc. Well, that's where we leave our sport for now. We've, of course, got PJ Powers, who's had a front row seat or beyond, a backstage pass, I think, to some of the biggest sporting moments in South African history. So cannot wait to connect with her as we fill you with hope this morning. But right now, let's get a global weather perspective on some of those temperatures here in South Africa.
Thank you, Graham. Well, let's start off with some international news. At least 80 people have been confirmed dead after Hurricane Ian struck the U.S., with rescuers desperately searching for survivors among the ruins of flooded homes. The American Red Cross has described Ian as one of the largest natural disasters ever to hit Florida state and has sent more than 1,000 disaster workers to provide shelter and food for the homeless. The remnants of one of the strongest and costliest hurricanes in American history is now headed north, with authorities in Florida and South Carolina left assessing the damage. Ian has been likened to an A-bomb, and about 10,000 people remain unaccounted for, although the authorities believe many are likely to be in shelters or without power. It comes as President Joe Biden and the First Lady confirmed their plans to travel to Florida and Puerto Rico next week to survey the damage and meet officials and residents after the hurricane battered both regions. Our thoughts and prayers are certainly with all of those affected. And now we turn our attention back home to some sunrise views that you love to share with us. So first up, we have Paul from Van Dyke Park in Boksburg showcasing his lovely tangerine-lit view, absolutely stunning from his home. And then Verity Barnes shared her early morning view from Rubik West, showing off some magical photos of the sun blasting through the clouds this Monday morning. Roomba Governor from Phoenix in KZN snapped this bold orangey photo while starting off with a morning run, and Jadwin from Oudtshoorn captured this intense pink sky filled with beautifully filled, and this photo was snapped on the way to work. Last but not least, we have one of our regulars, Owen Granger, showcasing this spectacular view, showing off the fluffy clouds, and this photo was snapped in Lakeside. So thank you to each and everyone for sharing those gorgeous sunrise views. If you would love to do so, our WhatsApp number is 063-408-8863. Well, let's get into your temperatures for your Monday morning. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 17 and a high of 35 can be expected. Mbombela, 18, 37, very hot for you today. If you're in Pretoria, sunny, a low of 17, a high of 35. Johannesburg, 1734, Mahikeng, 1736. Looks like summer is hitting Klerksdorp, 16 with a high of 37. Kimberley, your low is 12 and high 37 for today. Bloemfontein, 935. Richards Bay, 20 with a high of 34. Pietermaritzburg, 1435. Durban, 19, reaching a high of 24 for today. Mthatha, 10, reaching a high of 28. East London, 13, 23. Cradock, 7, reaching a high of 30. Gqeberha, your low is 13, your high 20. George, 10 with a high of 19. Cape Town, some rain can be expected, a low of 9, a high of 19. Worcester, 321. Sutherland, 2, reaching a high of 20. And if you're in Uppington, your low is 12, your high 33 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where we leave your weather for now. We'll have another update for you shortly.
Oh, man, it's going to be an absolutely stunning day. So thank you very much for choosing to start your day off with us, your Feel Good Breakfast show on S3.
We've been trying to assign a worth to some of the footballers who played this weekend. And some things are just priceless,
Yeah.
apparently. Like your sunrise pictures,
Absolutely.
man. No, we absolutely love it. I don't think you realize how much inspiration we draw from being able to see what your skies look like, what your little neck of the woods look like. So we want to reignite your passion for travel, and MasterCard are helping us do that. We want you to visit some of South Africa's finest wine tourist destinations. There's a reason why everyone comes from all over the world.
Absolutely,
to
and
sip
you get
on
the
our
chance
wine.
to enjoy those curated, priceless experiences at Constantia. You can do so in Franschhoek and Stellenbosch as well. They've got beautiful wine routes, and if you really want to get a dig at that, visit priceless.com for more details. And the offers there are valid until the 31st of December 2022.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's your Monday morning, and this is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. Thanks so much for starting the day off with us as we begin Hope-Tober here in full swing. And it's a month dedicated to spreading hope in Mzansi. Now, last year's successful campaign by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, saw the Hope-Tober bus driving through the streets of South Africa with proudly South African artists singing songs of hope to communities nationwide. And here's an emotional look back at the 2021 highlights.
The idea of dedicating the month of October as a month of hope for all South Africans led to the initiative being developed by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, to creating Hope-Tober, which is all about spreading hope to all South Africans, but really all about celebrating and dedicating love to all the healthcare workers out there who've been on the front line.
It's so amazing as a performer to be able to hold a mic and sing live for people. That's been so difficult to do, and I can't think of a better reason to do it, a better motivation behind it than to sing for some of these people, say thank you, show our acknowledgement of them, and for the harrowing almost 2 years that they've had.
What Adcock Ingram OTC has done is just bring that bit of spark and show the frontline workers especially that, you know what, we do value you, we do appreciate you, and we do recognize exactly what you're doing.
Oh, what a day it's been to see so much love, so much joy, and so much hope being spread across Johannesburg, especially to the frontline workers who need it most, who kept us together. Thank you so much to Adcock Ingram OTC, my African dream. Yes, I love it.
Amazing to have a look back at what was an incredible campaign. Now, with everything happening in the world, it is our duty to spread much needed hope through the acts of kindness that we can give to others. And here to discuss the Hope-Tober movement from Adcock Ingram is Shanae Dotman, and renowned journalist, presenter, a legend. Oh my goodness, Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave Ambassador Derek Watts. Give it up there in the Yes, please. What a way to start our Monday. Shanae, good morning. Derek, Great.
Yeah,
to have
waking
you.
up to the day. You do it 3 times a week, but yeah, great to be here.
Yeah, and there's an immense energy around
There
and a
is.
lot of excitement.
And I'm
as
feeling
well.
it.
Good, good. I'm so
Might
glad.
even break into some dancing just now.
Well, we might.
We
We
might.
might. I've seen your dance moves, and
don't wanna
trust,
see it.
the nation needs it. The nation needs it. But let's talk about what the nation does need at these times, Shanae, which is hope, and this is what Hope Tober essentially is all about. But take us into the background, to the core of the campaign that is Hope Tober.
So Adcock Ingram, OTC, Sponsors of Brave, had this initiative a few years ago where we just thought that we needed to acknowledge and really celebrate the frontline workers. And it was just this opportunity for us to go out there and really work with the frontline workers, the healthcare workers. And it was through this engagement with the healthcare workers that we were also engaging with the communities and seeing how they would engage. And from that, we were acknowledging that they were giving the people something more, not just their service, not just a healthcare service. They were actually giving them something more, just in that smile when they woke up, or just giving that hug or reassuring nod. And that we captured, and we said, hang on, that's something that we need to look at, and that's hope.
Yeah.
And we thought, this is something that as Adcock Ingram, OTC, Sponsors of Brave, we need to bottle this up.
Yes.
And we need to put this on show. So we took that as an opportunity for us to sort of zhuzh it all up into 1 month, and we sort of coined the term of Hope Tober. And that's sort of the initiative that started, and it was rolling on from Heritage Day. We had this chaos happening in South Africa, and we just took it all and went to the streets on a bus and started to celebrate. And from there, it's just sort of gained momentum, and we're just sort of enjoying every minute of that hope that we can share amongst the country. And so now is an opportunity to share it on nationwide.
Absolutely love it, and that we can be part of that journey as well is such a privilege for us, and to be working alongside the likes of Mr. Derek Watts, who, throughout your life, you have also, just as Shanae said earlier on, you've added so much more than just the craft of broadcasting in what you do. You've added hope, and you've given people a perspective on South Africa that could usher us forward. Tell me about why it was so important for you personally to be involved in this initiative.
In the whole Sponsors of Brave initiative, I think from the start I just saw it as a campaign that was realistic, it was genuine, it was reaching out to people who needed recognition. And it's all about recognition, isn't it? I went to a hospital called Dishlabeng in Bethlehem, which was called the Hospital of Death 2 years ago.
Wow.
And I went back there a couple of months ago, and this hospital, you can compare it with any private hospital, because the CEO just runs it where patient comes first, but people are recognized for what they do. And I think the whole campaign from the start, recognizing brave journalists, then it was pharmacists, then it was healthcare workers, then it was students. And it has recognized people who are not always in the limelight, Kat, and that's why I've just loved it. And of course, Hope Tober, I think the reception we got on the buses, especially to my dancing. No. No.
You are allowed to brag about it. You are allowed to.
No.
So they spotted the talent.
And I didn't sing either. But the reception was amazing, how the healthcare workers came out and embraced the movement. I think they even let some patients escape for a while from the beds to come out. But it was such a vibe. It was just amazing. Went around, 4 cities last year. And it was at a time, we forget, it was this time last year.
We were still...
we were all wearing masks and social distancing.
Exactly.
Can I get a bit closer? So things have changed. And
absolutely.
The whole campaign just brings hope. And of course, this new idea of bringing hope to the nation now for the whole month of Hope Tober, with some magic personalities who I love and who just inspire me. When I see them, I just got to see Mark Lottering or any of these people, and I just feel in a better mood. So, yeah. That's it. I love to be involved in the campaign because it is a very genuine, heartfelt campaign.
Yeah, and we break it down. When I think about it, we have a local weekly segment where we celebrate local pharmacies that are doing incredible things. And you think about a moment where either you or a member of your family are not doing too well, and you need to go to that pharmacist, and they need to display the utmost care and empathy for your situation, and they make you feel better and give you hope that you will be okay. Take this Yes, in so many doses. And you will be okay, and you walk out of there feeling so much better. And so congratulations on also taking that duty upon yourself to give us the platform to celebrate and recognize the people that give us hope. But just to sketch a bit more of importance to our audience out there about why it's so important for them to also get behind this campaign.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, so whether, you know, we recognize this in our frontline workers and our healthcare workers, but it's whoever is out there doing good.
Yeah.
You know, just making that difference in somebody's life. And so we all need it. We all need that hope. You know, and you know, Desmond Tutu had stated that sort of it's that you're sitting in that darkness and it's that light that you're looking towards. You know, you're looking for that light. So whatever your situation is, and especially in the communities in the pharmacy, or in, you know, where you're coming to your pharmacist, you're coming to somebody just to offer you that little bit of light. And the opportunity that you have as a healthcare professional is so much more profound, and especially in the pharmacies where you know, often you're the pillar, you're the first person that somebody's going to come to, and it's just your opportunity then just to offer that bit of hope when we do need it.
Absolutely. And Derek, we've asked everyone watching at home to give us their message of hope for the country. Do you perhaps have one for this Monday morning as we start out? What would be your message of hope to Mzansi?
Well, nice, difficult question to start the day.
And that's why we put it to you, sir.
Okay, so, Kadlekov, if you lose hope, what have you got in life? So my message is don't mix with people who are just plainly negative. If I get into a social discussion around the dinner table or having coffee in the morning and it's just complaining, I'm out of there.
Yeah?
Unless you've got some solution. Now, your solution might be to leave for Portugal and start a new life. That's fine, it's your decision. But don't give me all those sort of complaints. You know, I don't want to hear them unless you've got something to add. So that is my rule. Find people who are positive, and there are those people, and they are the people who achieve.
Yeah. Be part of the solution. I like that.
Yeah, no, it really is, because I don't want to hear complaints, you know. I just... even if it's about my dance.
I'm going to hold you to that, though, because I don't want to hear complaints when the dance floor is heating up and we get the music going. But it's great to have both of you here. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday morning. So Adcock Ingram started it, and you can join in on Hope Tober with us too by simply spreading kindness wherever you go. Hope Tober is a month of hope brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time.
While we're at it, I've just got to say to Ian and all the guys at Noyes Pharmacy who've been looking after me and my beautiful family for the last 3 years, we love you guys. Thank you so much. For me, they embody what Hope Tober is all about, and it is here. It's finally arrived, and we are so excited to once again be partnering up with our favorite team, Adcock Ingram OTC, who are officially the sponsors of Brave, to hopefully inspire some hope in you, Mzansi.
That's right. So for your Monday, we thought we're going to kick off with a quote for the day, and this one's from Christopher Reeve. Now, he knew what he was talking about when he said, once you choose hope, anything is possible.
And he's proven that with his own life. I love that. So please stay tuned this morning, because we've got a hope-packed show in store for you, some incredible people. And of course, we're going to introduce you to those who are working on the front line every day that inspire that hope in us.
Those who care for others ask for nothing in return, but may need some care themselves. If you feel that someone in your community deserves some recognition for all they do, then Panado cannot wait to hear from you. Simply reply to the Afternoon Express Facebook, Instagram and Twitter pages and tell us who they are, what they do for the community and why they should receive some care with the hashtag PanadoSA and the hashtag A Dose of Care. They can stand a chance of winning a dose of care to the value of 5,000 Rand from Panado. Afternoon Express will then add another 5,000 Rand towards the charity or nominee of choice, so they too can share in some care. Don't miss the Panado hashtag A Dose of Care competition running from the 1st of August 2022 right through to the 5th of October 2022 right here on Afternoon Express. T's and C's apply.
Welcome back. Thank you so much. You're going to have to deal with us. All of the presenters, I think, from our team are going to enjoy a bit of self-indulgence because we're getting to spend time with our absolute heroes, icons who have certainly shown us the way, and they are here to spread kindness and hope. That is the entire theme for this month. Hope Tober is a brilliant initiative created by Adcock Ingram OTC, who are the sponsors of Brave, and it encourages all of us to work towards restoring hope through acts of kindness to our fellow citizens. And often it doesn't have to be anything big. And here to discuss the campaign and how hope has impacted his incredible life and journey through his career is renowned journalist, presenter, and a legend in my eyes, Derek Watts. We're going to keep introducing you this morning because we have to squeeze in your CV and how much we love you. We've got to do it 10 times over. Derek, we love having you here, so thank you so much for jumping on board.
It really is great to be here, and I love this studio. It's just got a good feeling.
It's a vibe, my friend, because we love it. And I would imagine you are able to extract that same level of fulfillment out of your work, even more so because you've been there. You've been present for so many magical moments, a lot of dark moments as well. It's
lot of dark moments.
Fallen on your shoulders.
Yeah, and I think maybe you've noticed recently that we, at the end of every Carte Blanche broadcast, we have a lighten up story. That's not for.
Why is that so important? Why do you need to have that voice in your space specifically, do you think?
The voice of lightening up at the end of the show. I think because we are all going through dark times, and it goes back to this message of hope. At times we have just concentrated on what's going wrong. And
doing it really well.
and our viewers have said, no, it's got a bit depressing. Then we just have maybe two lighter stories. People say, no, what's wrong? Why are you
losing your edge?
Losing your edge. So I think we got the combination right now, and we've got a new executive producer, John Webb. And he is very creative. Now, John was based here in Cape Town. You must have seen him doing stories here. But he's got a wonderful way of telling stories. And we've always gone back to our roots of telling a story, not just facts and figures, but actually bring the audience into that story. And I think we're all on a bit of a high getting into this new way of expressing ourselves and more expression from presenters. And I think the stories are just captivating. They really are. I mean, I was watching last night and I was really, it sounds quite biased here. But I just like the way we're telling stories these days. And
because I think we're probably more connected than we ever have been before. It feels like we really are a global village, and there's a responsibility on our shoulders now, not just to tell that story, but to affect change. Now, you have to be impartial. That's your job. You've got to be that hardline journalist. Yet there is another side to the life of having a public platform to be able to use and to spread that message of hope. Why did you want to join this initiative? I would imagine thousands of companies have approached you. Thousands of initiatives have knocked on your door.
Offering me millions.
Millions, billions even. Why this campaign? What was it about this that got you so inspired?
When the CEO of Adcock Ingram OTC wasn't called sponsors of Brave already, but came through with this concept of sponsors of Brave, I was a little bit sort of wary because journalists and pharmaceutical companies don't go together. And we'd recently had a case where we'd taken on one of the biggest in the world. And we were recognized internationally for taking them on because they are so powerful. But what I liked about the Adcock Ingram campaign from the start is that we'd run a story on codeine and street children being able to get codeine from pharmacists and pharmacists just handing over codeine. And they were willing to come through, even take the product off the shelves in certain cases, take a loss to get over that problem. And I thought, now this is genuine concern.
That's authenticity.
And then when they expanded the concept of what we would be doing would be actually improving the whole medical field from pharmacists to healthcare workers, and inspiring everybody. I just thought this campaign is real. It had guts, and it's been it's been quite a ride because they come up with some very, how can I put it, fanciful ideas. And I think, how's this going to fly? But it does because it's genuine. And just to see how people have been so enthralled to get their awards, you know, students getting bursaries, healthcare workers getting opportunities to go up a few levels and take on new courses.
These are
or just,
life-changing.
yeah, get a bag full of cash. So I've loved the campaign quite genuinely. I really like. I've loved the Hope Tober, and this Hope Tober, we've spread it to the nation. Before it was just going around to the hospitals, which was great. It was fantastic. You know, we had a sort of vibe running on that bus.
We saw the amazing responses just from the staff alone.
But, I think now it's to the nation, and you know, you've got the list of people who'll be coming on the show, and it's impressive. And there are people that lighten up your life.
They are, I think, at the moment, a true north. I think the whole world is looking for people to show us the way, and I think we have a responsibility in South Africa to live selflessly. And I know you've met so many of the amazing figures that have proven this, that have laid down that framework for us. So thank you for continuing that. Thank you for stepping outside of the journalistic lane for just 5 minutes to inspire us with your dancing, most of all, because that's
when we
what
do
we are
it
here.
now on the table.
It's going to come. It's going to come. We're going to clear the coffee table, and Derek's going to dance. Now, we are so appreciative of you and everyone who's jumped on board this bus, to use the term. It is absolutely amazing to see what we can do when there is one goal, and that is the vibe for this entire month. So thank you so much. Let's hope that Derek can cook a good omelette, because we're going to put him to the test in just a moment. But I think we've proven it on the show throughout this campaign. Hope is a powerful force, and if we band together, if we collaborate, we can spread hope to absolutely everybody who needs it right now.
Hope Tober is a month of hope, brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time. And we as South Africans have certainly had icons and symbols of hope that we can use to reflect on, to remind us of the dark times that we've been through and have gotten through to be here. And one of those is Ntate Desmond Tutu, our arch emeritus. And he said it best when he said, hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness.
Oh, what a beautiful quote. And of course, when it comes to pharmacists, they are not only brave, but they are inspiring within their own communities. Now, Pharmacy of the Week, this is where we take a feature. It's a short feature acknowledging our incredible pharmacists in communities. Now, this is our way to say thank you to these brave healthcare workers, and it's proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
So let's take a look at this week's Pharmacy of the Week. Rendezvous Pharmacy, all the way in Welkom.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
You know, I have the passion to be the pharmacist for the sense of being able to help the community, helping my customers, helping the patients, having a one-on-one interaction. It makes me very satisfied, actually. I have to go that extra mile as well, you know, helping the patients.
Well, I come to this pharmacy because they treat us like family, and I get everything that I need.
To me, bravery as the pharmacist is being able to take, you know, that bold step in helping the patient. So Adcock Ingram OTC help in the sense that they've got a very broad spectrum of, you know, products to choose from. That's where one can be able to offer help.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
We've been long in the game, healing South Africa one allergy at a time. All the sneezing, runny nose, itching of nose and throat, we've left no stone unturned. Until finally, South Africa recognized us. You've given us the courage to continue to do what we do best. Live, work, play, sleep allergy-free with Allergex Non-Drowsy. Ask your pharmacist for the full allergy range. Brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
And we're officially in Tober, which is a month of hope, brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time.
Right, so
this morning.
I am. You know, I've forgiven Derek for beating me out of every award that we've ever been nominated together for. Okay, but it does take the sting out. Okay?
Wait, don't you like walk into the award ceremony and you're like, nah, it's Derek Watts. Like,
yeah, but exactly that. You know how, you know, and you get all dressed up and you know you're not going to walk up onto that stage.
You're just there to decorate the audience.
Fine, because he's a legend. And so many legends have gotten behind this campaign, which is inspiring us this morning. But the legends we want are you guys. We put it to you this morning, obviously with a nice little 2,000 Rand incentive dangling above you, to please send us your message of hope for Mzansi. So let's hear a few, man.
Good morning, Expresso. My hope for our country is that we stand together, stay positive, and we will get through this. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you very much for that. Stand together and remain positive, just like Derek was saying.
100%.
Boot out all the negativity.
Yeah, and we can get through it.
We have another voice note. Let's have a listen.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mzansi. My message for Mzansi today is, let's wake up and smell the coffee. Climate crisis is worsening.
Wow.
Let's work together and fight climate change. This is Unosindu Mcimeli from Enqamakwe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mum.
Wake
Thank
up
you very
and
much.
smell the coffee.
Yep, climate change. All right, we got one more to listen to.
Good morning to the Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso's team.
Love it.
I, Mrs. Nirmala Devi Modlia from Kumas, would say, bring back the magic, the hope in our youth, who are our future leaders that are right now in a shell. Maybe modern technology has absorbed them totally, so we don't see much of them on the physical to enhance and enrich their generation. But you know what? I think even the crisis of the country has pushed them into a dark corner. So let's bring back the hope, the light, the magic in them, and who knows, hope for Mzansi, magical. Mrs. Nirmala Devi Modli, thank you.
Love it.
I love, there's so much energy in this message.
She's just beaten me out of the next award I was going to win now. She's taken that
was
from me.
amazing,
That was
right?
amazing. That
Do you
was
remember
award-winning.
those days of like when dancing was like,
feel it in your bones.
We used to have so much energy. Let's bring that back, even if it's captured on TikTok. We like
PJ Powers might help us bring back that energy. Yes, we are connecting with the stars this morning, but as I said, you are the most important connection we have. Keep those messages of hope coming. 063-408-8863. We'd love to hear from you. Our favorite will get a nice 2,000 Rand, courtesy of Adcock Ingram, the sponsors of Brave.
Defeat your mucus monster, Mucofizz. Loosen mucus and phlegm for clearer airways. Brought to you by Pharmadynamics.
Revlon color stay matte like crayon. Play it up. Bold matte color goes on as easy as a crayon. Feels barely there. Super soft, 12 rocket poppin' shades. New Revlon color stay matte like crayon. Wanna play?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's not working.
I've got an idea. Our slice, you spread, Ollie. This will get us going.
1, 2. Go Nuts peanut butter. Nuttiness you'll never forget.
Made with love by Clover.
Market. Oh, welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And kids, this one is for you. You just saw the sweet little Ollie. Well, he is the Go Nuts elephant, and he is up to something very exciting and exhilarating that you do not want to miss. So stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and then go nuts on social media. In fact, the Go Nuts social media page for Ollie's big announcement that will be coming to you soon. Now, while you wait, why not enjoy the snacks that can get your energy going? So grab a Clover Go Nuts peanut butter jar and enjoy this recipe with us as Jenny Morris is here to take us through the ultimate snack for kids and grown-ups.
You're saying it's just for kids?
I'm saying for
your eyes lighting up.
for every grown-up that's got that kid inside them.
Yeah, this is Go Nuts for everybody.
It is for everyone.
So
this, we are making rice cake pops.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a lovely, look at this, smooth and gorgeous and just beautiful. So I'm going to take these rice cakeys. I'm going to spread them with some Go Nuts.
There we go.
And then we're going to pop some nuts onto them, and then we're going to dip them in chocolate.
Oh, fantastic.
And that's when I saw your face really come to light. That chocolate, and you've kept it on your side.
So we're not going to sandwich them, we're just doing it.
No, they're going to be like pretty little chocolate wheels. And I like my,
Oopsie.
I like this beautiful and thick. So pass some nuts onto here. Come and press some nuts onto here.
I'll do that for you.
Look at that.
And of course, while Jenny Morris is using our Clover Go Nuts, 90% choice grade peanuts, perfectly grounded to create that smooth, in fact, the smoothest, the most spreadable peanut butter. Perfect for lunches, for snacks like we are making, for smoothies, or just about anything that nuttiness is something that you will not forget. Can I add more nuts for you?
Yes, darling, Go Nuts. Do you know what I love?
Where the name comes from.
Yeah, that's where the name comes from. What I love about it is that I like to cook with it. For Thai dishes, Indonesian dishes, you know, this is peanut butter. It's not just for a sandwich.
It's not just for a sandwich.
It's not just a salmi. Now, what we're going to do is just take a little sucker stick. We just stick it into
our rice cake.
Yes, if you're lucky, you'll
gently stick it in there.
Gently, I don't know how gently. This is going to be out of this little rice cake. It's a little bit hard, but you know what? Not all is not lost because I'm a clever girl. I've made some already.
Oh, fantastic!
So we're going to dip and lift. Okay.
Ooh, look at that.
Dip and lift. Just look at that gorgeous chocolate.
Are you just dipping on the one side?
Yeah, just on the one side, and then we'll just let it go nice and set. You can pop it into the fridge for a couple of minutes.
And can we add some nuts on the top just for...
You can do anything on the top.
Before the chocolate completely dries?
Yes, and you know what I'd like to do here too, especially if the kids are going to use it. Lovely for birthday parties. You can put some hundreds and thousands.
Oh.
You can put crystallized, you know, that lovely coloured, colourful crystallized sugar. You can put all of that, and I'm going to lick my fingers, but I've got one for you, Zoe.
Oh, fantastic.
That I made earlier.
Oh, well, I'll definitely
and that is
give
yours,
that
darling.
a taste. Look at that. It
I'll do the nuts,
so
you
cute.
do the bite.
Fantastic. Well, you know what, Jenny? It is the start of Hope-tober. I think because we have made this, I say especially for the kids, but it's for everyone. What is your hopes for the kids for South Africa?
I hope they leave one of these for me. Seriously, I want prosperity, I want health, I want safety and security for every child that walks the whole earth, not just South Africa.
And I just feel like our kids are growing up too fast. I want them to preserve their innocence. But of course, Jenny, this is so great. Thank you for showing us a fun recipe. And if you want to get your hands on this, it is available on our website. And the Go Nuts is also available in an even bigger jar. It's now available in 800 grams. So that is also a lot of fun for people that love their peanut butter. Now remember to follow the Clover Go Nuts social media pages as they spread the nuttiness on all of the exciting things to come. And to get this recipe, simply head on over to our website, expressoshow.com. And if you've missed any of the steps, here is a quick recap for you.
Made with love by Clover.
Now, I'm sure you can feel it in the air. You can feel it through your screens that it is a very special Monday, a very special start to the month of October. We're joined this morning in studio by one of South Africa's most celebrated music icons, Mamthandeka. PJ Powers is in the house! Celebrate! Ululate, of course, an award-winning, multi-platinum selling music legend with hits such as Jabulani, World in Union, the iconic one that everyone around the world listens to and says, yeah, now we know it because of that version. And here's one of her latest renditions of her hit single. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa Boraka Bopara, PJ Powers is in the house. It's so beautiful for me to watch that and to think of the days when I first heard World in Union, because I was almost as young as... Were you born? I was, fortunately. Fortunate I was to have heard it, and now to see it being continued and our young ones now celebrating it and enjoying it. How special was it to do that with the...
Oh, very special. You know, we did that in COVID, in the middle of COVID.
Wow.
And if you think about the fact that each one of those children were on their own, filming their segments.
Yes.
You know, I was on my own in the studio, the bass player, Skulk Yobea, was on his own. Everybody, all the musicians, Tigger Roynett, every person was shot separately. I mean, for me, it's an editing Oscar.
It's a masterpiece.
It really is.
But we were talking earlier on about the fact that you are still enjoying and loving what you do so much. Do you think that that is part of the secret to being such a successful, multi-generational artist? Because that's how I see you.
I think that, yes, I definitely think so. I mean, I've never heard it put like that, but yeah, now that you say it, I do love what I do, and I feel very lucky and very blessed. And my sister-in-law often says to me that I was born under a lucky star.
Yes.
And I think that I was, because I've been given this incredible career, and I've been given it by people that I care about, which I think is really makes it even more amazing. Is it's not just a blanket success that you know, I really know and love the people that have supported me over the years. As I was saying earlier, I just did the relaunch of the Jabulani Amphitheatre in Soweto, which is, of course, where my career was born in 1983. And I was given the name Uthandeka.
Yes.
And we did it on Sunday, and it was just amazing. And that place was full and pumping, and people were shouting, "She's ours, she's ours." And I just thought, sure, how lucky I am to have had the life that I have, thanks to these people.
And we are lucky to have you.
Oh,
and I think that's why you'd hear people screaming and shouting, "She's ours." And I wonder to, you know, up-and-coming artists who seek to have an impact on society the way that you have, because I think for me it's more than the music. What would you say is there a recipe? Is there a secret? If you were to give them some advice, I mean, we're spreading hope throughout the month, and perhaps maybe that's a way that you could contribute to that message of hope for those young artists saying, or looking at this right now and saying, I would love to have that kind of impact on the country like a PJ Powers.
Well, first of all, I think it's fantastic that you are celebrating hope. It's brilliant. Well done, shot for who came up with this, because this is what we need most.
Shout out to Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Okay,
There they are.
yeah,
the team is all around.
Shot to them, because it's a brilliant concept. My advice to young people that want to, first of all, if you have a platform, I believe, I'm quite severe about this. It's your duty, especially if you're living in South Africa, I believe, to use that platform, not all, but a part of that platform for making the world a better place. And I think that perhaps a lot of young artists have lost sight of that. And we need to bring that back. We need to say, it's just not my career. I take my career very seriously. I don't take myself too seriously.
Right.
And I think that we need to have more flow of give and take. It's actually old-fashioned and back to basics.
That wisdom.
And
never fails.
if you want to make an impact in the world, you've got to start with yourself.
Yeah. You were telling me something very exciting that I have to ask you about before we say a temporary goodbye, but you've just signed a book deal.
Yes, I have.
The United Kingdom. Tell me a
Yes.
bit more about that.
Well, I did. I released the book which Marianne Tam and myself did in 2013. But of course, I mean, yeah, and it ends in 2013, and it ended when I sobered up. So there's been all of this, 2013, 2020, it's almost 10 years, which we're going to now fill out, plump up, put maps, timelines,
Yes.
and all of that to make it more accessible for a global market. And it'll be launched in the UK next year. So I'm very, very excited about that.
Absolutely fantastic. And thank you so much for taking the time and the energy to join us once again. It's always such a pleasure to have you here. We are privileged to call you part
Thank you, Katlego. And yeah, I love being here.
Absolutely. Oh, well, stay with us because we do have performances from the amazing Mamtandega, PJ Powers, coming your way on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Switch to Red on SA's leading network and save up to 10,000 Rand when you trade in. Get the new Samsung Z Flip 4 on a 600-minute Red Core More voice plan for 1,439 Rand per month over 24 months. Plus, get a 1,000 Rand Shop Gert voucher and enjoy more benefits and rewards. Further together, Vodacom.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Tober is here, and we are spreading hope with some incredibly hopeful individuals. I think you carry that hope for the country in your heart. But I've got to ask you this question. With a body of work like yours and so many songs that we have this emotional investment in, how do you choose a song to perform? 3 songs today. What are you going to perform for us?
First of all, let me just correct you. Expresso chose these songs. So let's get that right out the box. That's how it works. Right. I was going to try and do some of my new music, but bearing in mind that it was close to heritage and it was attached to hope, I thought that's cool. I will do the old standards.
Oh, and that's why we love it. You said take the industry serious, but don't take yourself
Don't take yourself so serious.
Absolutely love it. PJ Powers is here for you and, yes, for us this morning. And those 3 songs are going to be amazing. Stick around for that. But right now, let's get into those news headlines.
Yeah, it's live, large and in charge on this Monday morning. Just 1 minute past 7 o'clock. Let's take another look at what's making news all around the world. Let's start on the national news front, where the MEC for Education in Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi, says provision has been made to accommodate the large number of grade 1s and grade 8s who have applied for admission to popular schools in the 2023 academic year. Now, these schools are predominantly in the Alberton and Pretoria North areas. The department received more than 764,000 applications for next year. Parents will receive text messages from the department about placements between today and the end of November. Now, the electricity supplier Eskom has announced that phase 3 load shedding will apply until 5 o'clock on Thursday morning. Now, this is reported to be due to major generating units breaking down at several power stations. Meanwhile, the newly appointed Eskom board members have officially started their work. The 13 members are made up of experienced industry experts and have received wide praise. Now, the board will be chaired by Mr. Mpho Makwana, currently the independent non-executive chairman of the JSE-listed ArcelorMittal SA Limited, who also served as a non-executive director of Eskom between 2002 and 2011. Taking a look at international news this morning, at least 125 people have died in a crash at an Indonesian soccer match. It is regarded as one of the world's worst stadium disasters. Hundreds were also injured in the aftermath of home team Arema FC's loss in the overcrowded stadium late on Saturday in Malang, East Java. Now, the tragedy happened after police tear-gassed fans who invaded the pitch, and as panic spread, thousands surged towards the stadium's exits, where many suffocated. FIFA's president Gianni Infantino said it was a tragedy beyond comprehension, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the families. Now, a trainee doctor who worked on the front line battling the Ebola outbreak in Uganda has died of the virus, the health ministry has announced. Ali Muhammad, of 37 years old, had come from Tanzania to study for a master's degree in surgery, and he was one of 6 medical trainees working at the Mubende Regional Hospital who contracted Ebola. Muhammad is the second health worker to die of the virus. First was a midwife from a private clinic in the Mubende district, and the number of confirmed Ebola cases in Uganda stands now at 35, with 8 deaths. Now, have you of late been thrilled by your kitty perhaps bringing you a present in the form of a mouse or maybe a gecko? Well, how about this, a puff adder as a present? Our famous KZN snake catcher Nick Evans writes on Facebook that with the recent warmer weather, there's been increased snake activity, and as a result, a few cases of conflict with pets. Now, one of these conflicts has involved a young puff adder, and this as a brave cat at Ichanga presented its owner with nothing less than a puff adder. Some present, writes Evans, and he says, I was surprised that the cat avoided the fast-striking, highly venomous reptile, but cats do seem to be brilliant at dodging snake strikes. Fortunately, the snake was unharmed. Can you believe it? Evans advises anyone who encounters a snake at home to always keep pets a safe distance away. And if they do come across a snake, first lure them away from it without putting yourself at risk of being bitten. My goodness, what a way to say thank you to your master by that cat over there. Well, that's it for the news at 7 o'clock. We'll take another look at 8 o'clock. Right now, let's take another look at what happened over the weekend in the world of sports.
And officially, the cat only has 6 lives left. Let's start with India's dominance yesterday, but a brilliant batting performance, in fact, from both teams. David Miller, from a South African standpoint, was superb. Unfortunately, not enough to help or prevent India from clinching their first T20 series win over South Africa on home soil, believe it or not, with a 16-run victory in their second encounter yesterday. Surya Kumar Yadav smashing 61 off just 22 balls, and then he put on 102-run stand with Virat Kohli. Also made 49 not out to drive India to 237 for 3, an incredible total. In reply, South Africa looked up for it. They finished on 221 for 3, thanks to an unbeaten 174-run stand between Miller and Quinton de Kock. Admittedly, he struggled to get going, but he did ultimately make 69 not out, as the hosts now take that unassailable 2-0 lead into the 3-match series. The finale, that third T20, takes place tomorrow. The final match for both teams, in fact, ahead of the T20 World Cup. Cup starting on the 22nd of October, so expect some more fine-tuning, but both teams looking in very good knock. Now, speaking of which, a man who is on fire at the moment, Erling Haaland, has probably got the Golden Boot already. He and Phil Foden both scored hat-tricks as Manchester City thrashed Manchester United 6-3 to move within just a point to Premier League leaders Arsenal. Now, it was just the fourth time in Premier League history that two players from the same team have scored a hat-trick in the same game. And it was also Haaland's third hat-trick of the season. Incredible. So Arsenal also were on fire. They claimed a 3-1 win over their North London rivals Spurs, thanks to goals from Partey, Jesus and Xhaka. And Liverpool, they continued their stuttering start to the season after playing out to a pretty hard-fought 3-3 draw against Brighton, while Conor Gallagher, he scored the winner against his former club as Chelsea beat Crystal Palace 2-1. Then plenty to celebrate, excuse me, on the rugby front as the South African teams made it 4 from 4 yet again in another amazing weekend of rugby for the locals. That was in the third round of the URC. So the Bulls, Stormers, Sharks and Lions all on the top half of the table, occupying spots in that top 8 of the standings. The local action started on Friday night when the Bulls, they kept their composure to beat Connacht 28-14 for their third straight win. Then the Lions completed a Welsh double by defeating Cardiff 31-18. Then the Stormers, they looked good, beating Edinburgh 34-18 in a repeat of last season's quarter-final. While in the final match of the weekend, the Sharks had to fight hard to edge out the Dragons 2019. Then on to Formula One, still hasn't sealed the deal. It was Sergio Perez, in fact, who won a rain-affected Singapore Grand Prix, leaving his Red Bull teammate Max Verstappen having to wait at least another week to retain his Formula One World Championship title. So the Mexican finished 7.5 seconds ahead of the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc and was given a 5-second penalty for a safety car infringement, meaning that he was not stripped of the race win, just had to take the time knock. And Carlos Sainz completed the podium, while World Championship leader Max Verstappen could only muster a 7th place finish. That means his World Championship lead over Leclerc has been cut to 104 points ahead of this week's Japanese Grand Prix. Perez is currently 2 points behind Leclerc. And we're going to continue talking footy in just a moment. It's all about hope this month. Is there hope for Manchester United? The Man United Supporters Club steps in. But right now, let's see how the competition out on the roads is looking with a bit of a traffic update.
Thank you, Graham. And we kick off traffic in Belleville, Cape Town. There's some congestion on the R300 northbound at the N1 incoming ramp. Expect delays. Then moving to Johannesburg, Bedford View, there's a vehicle that's broken down on the N3 southbound before the N3 Galuli's interchange. Now that left lane is closed. Please approach with caution. Then in KwaZulu-Natal, in Pinetown, there's a stationary vehicle on the M13 westbound. The left lane is closed. Please slow down when approaching and please be careful if you are on the roads this morning. Well, that's where I leave your traffic. Let's take another look at your weather. And we start off with some international news, and it's encouraging that some world-famous sporting personalities feel very strongly about the environment. 4-time Formula One world champion Sebastian Vettel, a well-known green advocate, says Formula One should appoint an independent body to monitor the sport's progress in sustainability. This as questions have been raised as to whether F1's target to be carbon neutral by 2030 is credible, especially in the context of the record 24 races announced last week for 2023. Vettel has admitted that his decision to retire at season end was influenced by his questioning whether flying around the world to race cars was an appropriate thing to do in light of the climate crisis. After this year's Grand Prix in the UK, Vettel donned a pair of mechanic gloves, a face mask and grabbed a plastic bag to collect litter with a small group of fan volunteers. This, his cleaning up of the grandstands after the racing at Silverstone wasn't a huge surprise. Well, from your international news and your environmental news, we now bring it back home where we take a look at those sunrise views. Starting us off at 7 a.m. is Zane from Durban. Look at that sunrise as he starts his early morning, Monday morning, Emil Jones from Buccleuch in Johannesburg snapped this view of the sun peeking just over the trees as he starts off his morning with a cup of hot coffee. Brad Bennett captured this photo before stepping down into the sand and starting his morning off with a run on the beach in Umkomaas. And last but not least, we have Arend Williams, who sent this spectacular photo of the beautiful tangerine-infused sky. And this photo was taken in Somerset West on his way to work. Well, please share those good morning photos with us. We have a WhatsApp number. That number is 063 408 8863. Let's get into your temperatures. Your high 35. Very hot conditions in Mbombela, 18 with a high of 37. Pretoria 1735, Johannesburg 1734. If you're in Mahikeng, 13's your low. In fact, 17's your low and 36 your high. Klerksdorp very hot, 16 with a high of 34. Kimberley also very hot with a high of 34 and a low of 12 for today. Bloemfontein 935, Richards Bay 2034. Pietermaritzburg 14 with a high of 35. Moving to the coast, Durban, your low is 19, your high 24. Mthatha 10, reaching a high of 28. East London 13 with a high of 23. Cradock 7, reaching a high of 30. Gqeberha 13 with a high of 20. If you're in George, your low is 10, your high 19. Cape Town 9 with a high of 19 for today. Worcester 321. Sutherland 2 with a high of 20. And Uppington, your low is 12, your high 33 degrees Celsius for today. Well, that's where I leave your weather for now. We'll have a final update shortly after 8.
So we had to make Derek stand up just so you could see the imposing figure that is Derek Watts.
Built-up shoes.
It is. It's the built-up shoes. It's his dancing shoes. It's his Latin heels, in fact, that he dances in. No, so happy and proud, I think, to have this amazing team, along with Adcock Ingram OTC, the official sponsors of Brave, here in studio this morning, spreading hope this Hope-tober throughout the month of October. We are hopefully going to be that message, and we've been dropping some amazing quotes. This one you've probably heard before. Tata Nelson Mandela once said, "Remember that hope is a powerful weapon, even when all else is lost." I love that. So this one goes out to everyone who is going through a tough challenge at the moment. And we, of course, asked you guys to inspire us with a message of hope this morning for Hope-tober. And, of course, we are giving you the chance to be one of 3 lucky winners of 2,000 Rand, courtesy of Adcock Ingram OTC. And all we wanted you to do was post on our Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page, or on our WhatsApp line with that hashtag Hope-tober and hashtag sponsors of Brave. Hope really is such a big word, so we want you to get this word in every conversation that you can today. And we asked you guys what your message of hope for Mzansi was, and we've received some incredible ones, but we've sifted through, and we are really excited to announce our first winner of 2,000 Rand. And it is, can I get a drum roll, please? Dun, dun, dun. Nkosanati Prince. Ta-da. Can you read us?
Congratulations.
Just to add a bit more gravitas, do you mind reading that message of hope for us,
Not at all. You're testing my eyesight.
I really am, because I can't see it.
Hope is about having something to look forward to, believing good things can still happen. It's about seeing all your best qualities and looking forward. Remember, there are still 2,000 Rand cash prizes up for grabs this morning. That wasn't part of his quote, I take it. Simply share your message of hope for South Africa on our social pages and include the hashtags #Hope-tober and #sponsors of Brave. Today's competition closes at 0850 today.
So the clock is
T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Listen, what are you doing on your weekday mornings, Derek? I'm just going to put it out there.
Practicing.
Oh, man. That was actually one of the coolest moments of the year for me. I can't believe I'm stood beside Derek Watts. Come on. Oh, Derek, we love you. And Nkosanati, thank you so much. That is a beautiful message. Keep those messages coming. We've got 2 more 2,000 Rand prizes to give away this morning. Spread a little bit of hope. The world needs it. South Africa needs it right now. And you're joining an incredible family with Adcock Ingram OTC, who are officially the sponsors of Brave.
Hope-tober is a month of hope, brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time.
Welcome back, you beauties. Yes, it is with some trepidation that I approach our sports review this morning, because there were a couple of hard knocks, but some amazing performances. The Premier League returned with a bang, fireworks over the weekend with the Manchester derby and, of course, a North London derby as well. And it was the City who came out on top in Manchester. They were incredible. Arsenal claiming North London bragging rights as well. No. It's time to talk through the action with a man I only bring on when my team loses as well. It's the chairperson of the Man United Supporters Club, Ricky van Wyk, a very brave man this morning, and our good friend, Good Hope FM sports anchor, Lorenzo Daris. Guys, thanks so much. And I'm not joking. I only bring you on when I need to kind of lessen my own pain. So thanks for coming. You're brave, bro. You're brave. It's crazy. Let's start with the North London derby, Lorenzo, because I think we had a bit of hope, but I think Arsenal fans are believing now. They're seeing a team that's clicking after being in disarray for portions of last season. It feels like they've just found the magic. Certain personnel really fitting in there. What did you make of the North?
Say that they did lose to Manchester United. That's the only team. I must say that they played with heart, with passion. They were quite dangerous. They had a lot to prove because of what happened before. They came out, and the team that I saw playing there were title contenders. Right. I haven't seen that in them for a while. Is it a psychological approach that Mikel Arteta has changed in the team? Maybe he has. But they also, with the North London derby, there's so much more to play for than just winning.
Getting the 3 points, for sure.
They missed out on Champions League by losing to Tottenham before. So they had a lot to prove.
There's a lot of baggage here, and take nothing away from form going into this, but you've got to produce on the day, and they certainly did step up. You say we're looking at potential title contenders. From their perspective, can they beat City?
Now, that's the thing. I think City is in a... He's a different molded generational player. We haven't seen someone this clinical in such a long time in the English Premier League.
Scary. And the strength, Ricky, the strength, buddy. So thank you so much for being brave enough to step up this morning, because I think a lot of the Man United fans were feeling good again. We felt like, okay, the Ten Hag era is starting to kick in. But in fact, I think since Fergie, no one has won their first Man derby as a coach. So it's a tough test against the juggernaut that is City right now. And let's be honest, it wasn't even a first-string City side for a large portion of that. How can any team break down City, dude? How are you feeling after yesterday?
Obviously, I'm feeling down and out, gutted, But we were just not at the races yesterday, and that's for sure. That's number one. I think that I don't want to sound like, but for a Manchester derby, that was extremely disappointing. Because you need to have the passion, you need to want to win. And I never saw that in the players yesterday.
I think I saw it once when Fernandes got a card for dissent, and I was like, finally, a bit of fire, a bit of spirit. Like someone needs to kick in and fight. But we are witnessing something truly special with this Manchester City side, and it almost feels unfair. I can't quite put my finger on why. Maybe it's the amount that they have to spend in that pool. But you're dealing with a young player, 3 hat-tricks already. So we know he's probably going to get the golden boot. But a player that is that clinical and that strong, how do you beat him? How do you beat a City side now?
So I don't know, because the thing is, the might that they have with their checkbook at the moment is a bit different compared to everyone else. But they've also got the passion. And if you look at Pep and what he brings into that team, there's more to it than just a structural approach. There's that firm belief, that psychological approach that they are champions already. They're champions elect.
The winning culture.
There you go.
The culture of winning. You speak about it so often,
And if you start instilling that from the beginning in pre-season already, these guys walk onto the field and they already see a scoreline of 4-0. They see that, and you can see that when they're walking out, how the concentration.
And they weren't even in second gear yesterday. I promise you.
I just think of poor Jack Grealish thinking like, he thought this was his chance, but he's still going to be second string. Well, let's put it to you guys at home, the real footballing stars. Let's hear if there's some positivity or a little pain in this voice note.
Good morning, Expresso team. This weekend was just fire, fire, fire with the Premier League. My favorite was obviously my team beating Manchester United 6-3. Arsenal played awesome and we knew Liverpool would not win. So yes, that was great.
That might be my alter ego, actually, talking there. That's I manifest that alter ego there. People are feeling good. They are winning. I'm starting to get a sense that City might wrap this up like halfway through the season. Yeah. Teams need to turn around. There is a bigger picture at play. What is that bigger picture for Man United right now? Having got a bit of traction, new coach, he obviously needs the space now to rebuild that team. What needs to happen there? How does he get that shift in the players' mindsets? Do we need new personnel? What needs to happen from here on out, Rick?
Look, it's obvious we do need some new personnel, but the team showed that they can beat.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
The best in the league at the moment.
We beat Liverpool, who's not the best, actually.
Yeah.
But we just need to believe in ourselves. And we saw, even last season, most of those guys they play there, they could beat big teams.
Yeah,
but then they would fold against us, and it's all about belief. And it's all about going there and wanting it. And I don't see that in this team sometimes. Just sometimes.
I think
when that sometimes happens, they actually implode.
What we need them to do is, I was there when they came out and played Ajax Cape Town as a little pre-season, just to see the fan base that club enjoys down here. Maybe that's what they need. Wherever your heart is, however you're feeling this morning, we feel you. It's okay. You can brag if you've earned the bragging rights. If you're feeling the pain, we commiserate. But it's been another spectacular weekend of English Premier League football, and it looks like City in the pound seat.
Wait, taking a little bit from the theme of the weekend's football in terms of Derby weekend, it's about to be an epic, titanic clash of the legends in our kitchen right now with our Expresso Omelette Challenge. We have PJ Powers versus Derek Watts on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We have never had an omelette challenge of this kind of epic proportion.
I never thought this would happen.
Neither did I.
And we have to sing while we...
No. You're intimidating enough as it is with your eyes.
Right. Are we ready?
I've explained the rules. You have 2 minutes to plate the most beautiful and most edible omelettes. I judge on 3 points of criteria, one being plating time, then presentation, and edibility will go on.
Right.
Those 3 things. Rule, you must use all 3 eggs, PJ Powers. Egg down. Gotta wait for the official time, please. Pans are hot. Eggs are ready. 3, 2, 1, let's cook.
Go.
All right, so what's gonna be... All right, the cracking is cracking. We got... We've got eggshells in... Oh, my goodness. All right, so remember that the first to plate...
no shells, we don't want.
No shells, please.
Don't forget the bit of salt and a bit of a whiskey.
All right.
I normally add a bit of milk, but I guess it won't happen now.
Okay, no milk. That would...
Are we sure?
That would increase your cooking time.
Yeah, this is neck and neck, but we now do the little bit of a spin around of the oil.
I love this. PJ Powers is a quiet storm right now. Quiet
and
storm.
A bit more of the silt in the...
I am a quiet storm because I'm terrified.
80 seconds remaining.
How many?
80 seconds, about 1 minute and 20.
Jeez, we're going to be out of here early. Now, there should be a top for this, eh?
Well, these are the rules, and this is the environment we work with. No, that's not going to work. So remember, first to plate gets a point. Then we have a look at presentation and is it
I'm going to have to swirl it around.
1 minute to go.
How are you doing there, PJ?
I'm not doing well at all.
Hey?
This is the one thing I can't cook.
An omelette.
I'm just copying you. No.
You got 50 seconds to go.
15 seconds?
No,
50. 5-0. But you see, you're removing your pan from the heat. That's why that happens.
My heat.
Stop making me even more nervous.
Eh?
You've got 37 seconds to go. Who will plate first? I've seen this done 100,000 times.
I'm not mad about losing.
I like my omelettes underdone. It's very healthy.
Wow, things are looking good there for PJ Powers. We've got 20
no, they're
seconds
not.
to go.
I never
20
do this
seconds
right.
to go, and if you don't make the cutoff, then you're out of it.
No, he hasn't won yet. He hasn't won.
Yes.
I think the secret is keep the pan on the flame.
8, 7, whoa, there it is.
5, 4, 3.
The garnishing.
Goodness goodness, all right.
No,
all right.
look.
Look, you won. You won.
Plates off.
With
Okay,
your
all
garnish.
right.
Who's
All
the
right,
official
okay.
judge?
I'm the official judge, so please bring your plates here to my
Is it
left.
going to taste? Because this looks very runny and raw.
I did, you know.
They look good.
I don't say that about yours.
Okay, all right. So
But it isn't.
the first to plate was Derek, so
Thank
1
you,
point
1
over
point.
there. All right. Then from a presentation point of view, I mean,
Look at that. Look at that.
you did some work with the. Oh, look at that! A surprise entry. Very original. I've never seen that. So I from a presentation
Just to remind you where it
From a
comes from.
presentation, you've got
From a presentation point of view, I've got to give it to
Mine's a
DJ
deconstructed
Powers.
omelette, you must remember.
Deconstructed omelette. I love that. Any last kind of pointers you'd like to give? Maybe give it a name, Derek, that might, you know.
Mine's called eggy.
Eggy, I like that.
Mine's called Deggy.
Deggy, all right. So the last then will be in the taste.
Yes.
That's then.
I don't think you added salt and pepper.
I did, man. Stop
did?
being my policeman.
Eh? But I can't believe he likes your egg better than mine.
Listen, it's original.
Okay, all right. All right, this is going to be quite a close one.
What's the
I like the way it cuts. The fork is able to go through it because it's nice and solid. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner
feel this is bad.
of this epic Titanic clash of the legends, PJ Powers!
No way!
PJ Powers!
Objection. Well done.
The judge's decision is final and no correspondence shall be entered into.
Well, you're not getting any of my garnishing.
That was absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, PJ Powers and Derek Watts on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. Make sure you stay tuned. There's lots more to come your way. It's actually beautiful, the seasoning.
Oh, is it?
Tropica is back with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure. All the stars will be competing to win big, and so can you. Simply buy a Tropica promo pack, follow the details, and enter for a chance to win your share of thousands of smooth prizes. The more you buy, the more chances you stand to win. Catch the All-Star Season of Tropica Island of Treasure on Saturdays at 6:30 on SABC3. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Monday, happy Tober. We are spreading hope all over South Africa this morning. And of course, we find further inspiration this morning from the words of Ntate Nelson Mandela, who said this, that sport can create hope where once there was only despair. It is more powerful than governments in breaking down racial barriers. It laughs in the face of all types of discrimination. And truer words have never been spoken, and proof thereof can be seen in the 1995 Rugby World Cup that we were privileged to have on home soil where we won it. And rugby legends Joel Stransky, Nas Buerta and John Smith chat about the hope that sport has built for South Africa and continues to do.
1995 was such a special time for all South Africans. It gave us hope. Madiba even said that the most important things in life were education and hope, guys. When I think of those words, how true is that for you, John?
No, it's fantastic. I was 17 years old watching you put that drop kick over in 95, and never in a million years would I ever get to understand what a team like the Springboks could do for a country like South Africa. Thinking about where you guys were and what Madiba did in those times, to 12 years later, it only dawned on us when we got to Oliver Tambo, saw the thousands of people there and the people following us around the country for 3 days, to realize what a galvanizing machine this brand of the Springboks is in terms of bringing languages together, colors together, different sizes together. It was just phenomenal. No one saw anything other than a victorious championship team bring a country together. And you know, the thing is, when you're at your absolute worst, the only thing that gets you out of that hole is hope, hoping for better.
Yeah, but as an outsider, you know, I look at 95, Joe, when you guys won the World Cup, okay, and what it really did for the country. And then we went, I just felt we never actually built on what you guys achieved. For me, it's still the biggest sporting moment in our history. And we're still going to have fantastic sporting people in this country. But 95 started something. But then we lost that magic, let's be fair. And now, John, I'm coming to you. And then in 2007, you gave us all hope again. And I think that's the way we need to look at it. Seriously, Joel, 95 was a life changer for 43 million South Africans. I think Francois mentioned that. But then all that magic and that hope, somewhere along the line, because of arrogance, because of I don't know what, we lost it. And then suddenly in 2007, out of the blue, John, your team actually brought that back to us. And then let's seriously look at how it went on. And then in 2019, hope again. And you know, if you look at the word hope, what it actually means to South Africans, it's just unbelievable.
And I think if we understand where we are now as a nation, you mentioned 2019, Siya Kolisi, probably the iconic leader of our present era. That you think of what we've been through as a country. We've been through COVID, we've been through, we mentioned it earlier, the riots and the floods. We've been through so much unemployment, so much drama in our country. How important is Hope Tober for all of us as South Africans?
It's incredibly important. We always got to hope for better. And I think South Africans have got something that I think goes hand in hand with that. That's grit. We seem to get through, get by, and make sure that we even make a bit of a joke out of us sometimes our difficult situations. I mean, load shedding is one of the things we laugh about the most. And we sit together and light a candle and have a glass of wine or share some times together. But hope is incredibly important. And I think that combined with the fact that South Africans are tough, resilient, and they keep going. That's really what makes this country special.
I need to bring this in. Come on, boys. October, somewhere along the line, we play a T20 World Cup. Come on, let's hope we can win the Cricket World Cup for once.
Let's not get carried away.
Yeah. Last time you spoke, you always said the Currie Cup wasn't May, it was won in October. South Africa, keep hoping, keep hope alive, and have a wonderful Hopetober.
Wow. How privileged we are to have such legends of the game. And now we have the likes of Siya Kolisi that are reigniting that hope again through sports and just the various stars that we have. Eh?
Oh, absolutely inspiring stuff. I think hope courses through the veins of Mzansi in song, undoubtedly. And we are going to get one of the best in, I think, our journey as a country to now deliver that hope and to deliver probably one of my favorite songs of all time. It's The World in Union.
Oh, it definitely is one of our favorite songs. And I mean, PJ Powers, she's on your Feel Good Breakfast show to make sure that we are starting this week off on the right note. And she's been entertaining South Africans with her music and, of course, with her awe-inspiring. She's been since the 80s and she's got plenty of hits to boot, including this one that we've specifically requested for today. It is World in Union, the Rugby World Cup song. PJ, take it away.
Thank you.
There's a dream I feel so rare.
We love
That
you
was
so much.
incredible.
Oh, no, I love you. Starting on your feel-good breakfast. Hello,
This is how you Monday.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue to spread a little hope. In fact, a lot of hope this morning, being Hope-Tober. We love it. And of course, sport is very often how we do it. Now, in a landmark moment for professional rugby players in South Africa, 3 players, in fact, have been recognized by their peers with Players Player of the Year awards. I think it matters so much more when it comes from your team. And for the first time, both men's and women's sevens players have been included in the awards process, with Zane Davids being named Men's Sevens Players Player of the Year. The Blitzboks stalwart was also included just to underpin his importance in that side in the Dream Team following the 2022 Rugby or World Rugby Sevens Series, and he scored 13 tries in the process, 68 carries, 18 line breaks and 91 tackles. But not a second was this man not giving absolutely everything. Can we give a feel-good welcome to the Players Player of the Year, Zane Davids? Oh, buddy. It's so cool seeing you like this because you're so friendly and soft, but when you're on that field, you are so intimidating. And I think out of all of the players, you seem to have been given this multi-dimensional role where you've got to be on it, you've got to be quick, you've got to be scoring, but you've got to be there all the time and be this physical presence as well. How good does it feel knowing that the other players recognize what you're doing? That's got to be amazing validation, man.
Yeah, I think it's also on the training sessions, the guys see we all work hard and we all want to be on top. So I think the guys actually push me. I know it's pre-season, it's tough for me as well. But they keep pushing me, tell me, Zane, you have it. You know, when you play a game, you give you all. So if the guys can come to me and tell me, Zane, I know you give you all, I can't disappoint them. So I think I'm playing for our families and our country.
And it is. I think people don't fully understand how much pressure there is on your shoulders, especially within the sevens fold where we've dominated, where our system has dominated for so long. It kind of feels like there's even more pressure on your shoulders now because it's a new era. We're moving into a new phase. Neil, we love you, but obviously we are bringing in a new kind of phase of sevens rugby. What does that look like? What are you focused on right now moving forward?
I think we'll just keep our process going. I know Coach Neil taught new coaches, Zandile Sticks and Philo Statement, the new roles of the team, and they were also in the system. So I think it won't be hard for the new coaches to take from Coach Neil because he taught them very well. So I think we just have to keep our processes and stick to the system, and I think we will succeed or just do well.
I know you're a really positive guy, but I think we all felt the sting. Obviously, we wanted to see you guys dominate in Cape Town to give Neil his send-off, but when you look at the bigger picture, you can see Neil's legacy. You can see the legacy formed by the players, your generation of players taking over that space. How do you feel about this last year? Is it one of disappointment? Is it one of frustration? Is it one of celebration because of where the team is? How have you put it all in perspective?
I think there'll be a lot of emotions for me because Coach Neil, like I say, it was sad for him. We never won the World Cup. Like you said, there can't be sunshine and rainbows every weekend or every tournament. I know we're going to have a dip. I know we started off well playing in Spain. We ended up first. But I think the guys we have to focus. But I think we'll disappoint the new coaches as well.
Now, I've no doubt. The players are so invested. I've been lucky enough to spend a lot of time within your little bubble. And it's just that sense of brotherhood, that sense of sisterhood is off the charts. I've got to ask, because sevens is a way that you can change your reality. There's just something about this game that allows a player to fast-track their career. There is accessibility, opportunities for players, but they need that self-belief, and you guys seem to believe in each other so much. What is your message of hope for a young Zane who is knocking on that door, maybe facing those challenges that he thinks too big to overcome? What message of hope do you have, man?
I think we all face challenges. Like there's a lot of players in that team, like Kurtley Orange used to take a train from Paul to Stellenbosch, and look where he's now, he's a Springbok. So I think never give up, never give up hope, and always keep working hard, and most important, to stay humble and never get where you come from.
Buddy, please stay as humble as you are and as nice and sweet as you are off the field. Just keep being the absolute machine that you are on the field. Every time you touch the ball, there's this sense of excitement, but I don't think people realize how much effort you put in behind the scenes for the rest of that team, dude. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me as well, brother.
Congratulations, the Players' Player of the Year, and I think it means so much when your peers recognize not only how talented you are, but how unbelievably hard you work. This is how you spread hope through sport. Zane Davids, thank you so much. Let's give him another feel-good cheer as the Players' Player of the Year. Love you, Zane.
Inspiration aplenty on this Monday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show, but not only in terms of the stars out there, but also from you, because we're giving you an incredible opportunity to win 2,000 Rand with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. We want you to tell us, what is your message of hope for South Africa? And of course, while you do so on our social media platforms, please do use hashtag HopeTober and hashtag sponsors of Brave. And we've got some voice notes that we want to listen to.
So let's take a listen to the first one from Joanna.
Good morning, Expresso. My name is Joanna. Hope is the best thing you can have. Although you have just that little hope, but keep on hoping. Keep on believing things gonna be better tomorrow. Love your life to the fullest. Never give up on what you believe in, and what you do it the best that you can do for everyday life is important, and love one another. Because if you have love, you will overcome everything in this world, because God is love. Thank you.
Aww. I love that message so much, and I love the idea of doing the best that you can with everything that is at your disposal right now, because you never know how the accumulation of all of those blessings and continuing in hope will feed into your future. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Well, listen, it's amazing to hear all the hope that you have for Mzansi, so please continue to let us know on either social media or by a voice note. Our number is 063 408 8863. We would love to hear from you.
Over to the kitchen right now. What's happening, G-Man?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I'm stood beside two absolute legends. The term hubble, bubble, toil and trouble starts to come to mind. Yes, we're going to whip up something delicious. Of course, PJ reckons that she is terrible in the kitchen, so we brought in the best for a bit of a masterclass this morning. Where there is cake, there has to be hope, right? And there is always cake in the Expresso kitchen. We love it. And this one is going to stand out. Soft, moist, berry almond cake, along with your favorite cuppa, a great way to kickstart your morning. And Jenny is going to show, I want to say us, but Peach, Okay, you're in the hot seat today.
I want to actually
okay?
learn how to do this because I love almond.
I've learned everything I know from this incredible human being
we
stood
learned
beside.
from me.
I can imagine the nonsense and naughtiness that transpires. So feel free to let it all out in the kitchen this morning. So, Jen, this is a great one. I always use the term punches above its weight class because these really look so impressive. If you whip this up and you've made it yourself, everyone's going to be like, oh, wow. But we need to start somewhere. Even if there are a lot of ingredients, we're going to take it step by step.
2 beautiful eggs in some whipped up butter and sugar. And what did Marie Antoinette say? Let them eat cake. So you can have your cake and eat it today, darling. I've made one up front.
Oh, good.
No, we always make
sure
because
the fact that I put on 5 kilos. But
hey, listen, girl, that comes with the territory, okay? Listen, we have a no wastage rule in the studio, and we really do stick by it. Nothing gets wasted, so please, it's our social responsibility, okay?
I need to use my fingers.
You're going to eat the whole cake. It's
in
all
our
for you,
house.
girls. That's all for you. Okay, so wet ingredients have started. What's going on?
So we've got eggs, we've got sugar, we've got
almond essence.
I had to have that naked. I love it. So good.
You see, she used the... Oh, my God, that smells nice.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Goodness.
But, Graham, I've got a sore finger, darling, so my beautiful...
I'm here for you. Let me do
Which
at
one
least
are we
one thing. We're
using
using the
today?
fruits of the forest mixed berries, which is absolutely
So just tell me what's in here. So about 3 eggs and how much sugar and butter?
2 eggs, darling. Sugar, butter.
Okay.
Fruits of the forest. This is the berry one. Look at that. That's going to like really give it the moisture because when you use products like this, it just moistens everything up.
It really is going to elevate it. And I mean, you've seen it before on the show. The Clover Fruits of the Forest, a dairy snack. It's got a beautiful creamy taste. And then the crunchy fruit pieces and a source of 7 vitamins. And of course, you can use any of your favorite flavors. This is about what works for you. I think the berry and the almond mix is obviously fantastic. And the berries.
Talking. Come
on. Are you getting
we
tired?
need your muscle.
No, then you're going to have to. I'll do it.
She wants to.
You're going to have to chop. You're going to have to chop strawberries.
Which way, Jen?
Any which way but loose. Any way.
That way or that way?
What are you talking about when you say that?
Well, any which way but loose. So, what are we doing with our strawberries?
You tell me. You're the chef.
We're
going to chop them top of our cake, I'm guessing.
And kind of go like that. And we're going to put some inside as well.
Okay.
So just like chop, chop,
Just like chop, chop.
Yes, I'm going to give you half of
the
these.
essence, the
Isn't it
smells
gorgeous?
coming from this dough. Absolutely amazing.
And I'm going to just take these as PJ chops. Let's get our berries in there.
Look, we know Zoe is a queen of the dough. I have a feeling we're going to have to
Yes.
decant a little bit of this dough just for her.
Do you
Because
think
this might be the best tasting
got raw
dough we've
eggs
ever
in-
created.
It's got raw egg in it, though.
I love the
Okay,
dough.
we
Do
can
you
take
hang
it.
around
Protein.
next to my mother saying, oh, I like eating the bowl. And she used to say,
Okay.
stop hinting.
So chop, we've got about a minute to wrap this guy up.
Go mix, go mix.
So what is next? What is next?
We'll mix this now, put it in the bowl.
You want more strawberries?
No, we're good to go, darling.
You're good to go. Should I make you a garnish?
I love how she do it. I love how Jane just kind of feels things out. It's an exact science that she just knows.
And then we're going to stick these beautiful raspberries and put some strawberries on top as well.
I love it. Then into the oven, how long? How hot?
About 40 minutes on a 180.
Look, Jen, are you proud of me? Look, my fan.
Oh, look at you. I'm a fan too, baby.
Hey, you can see the skills, and that's just from 5 minutes in the kitchen with Jen.
Go.
Imagine. Of course, you can find this beautiful recipe on expressoshow.com. Relatively simple with spectacular results. Absolutely beautiful, and it's all been elevated,
Put it
of
on
course,
top.
Yes.
by the fruits of the forest with cereal. Great for those morning, I think, commutes to work. If you are in a rush, that's something that you can enjoy absolutely anywhere, and then make this at home, and then reward yourself when you get home with a beautiful slice and your favorite cuppa. It looks like PJ Powers has picked up some new skills this morning. Of course, she's going to be singing for you to celebrate this Hopetober this morning.
Multi-talented.
She is multi-talented. Jen, you're an absolute
I'm
superstar.
loving
That
you.
is a baking masterclass.
So quickly.
Fruits of the forest from Clover just added real cereal crunch. A symphony of fruit, oats, seeds, and granola crunch. Fruits of the forest. Real fruit, real cereal, real taste.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
is your feel-good breakfast show Expresso right here on S3, and it's time to celebrate right now because Telkom was recently awarded the coolest telecoms provider 3 years in a row. This happened at the 2022 Sunday Times Gen Next Award, and recently also the team unveiled their brand new theme called Made Of. So let's congratulate Telkom, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, congratulations to Team Blue. And here to tell us all about the Made Of campaign and what inspired the theme is Senior Manager for Brand and Communications at Telkom, Martha Nkwashu. Very, very good morning to you, Martha, and congratulations once more.
Good morning, and thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, being voted by the South African youth for the 3rd time in a row, no less, that is... I mean, it must resonate with you as a brand as certainly a massive achievement. And tell Mzansi a bit more about this brand new campaign called Made Of and why we should all be so excited about it.
Thank you so much. I think for us as a brand, accolades such as this one really cement what we are trying to do with this narrative of Made Of for this brand campaign. I think we can all agree that when people or businesses are connected, they can all progress and live a better life. And in essence, the Made Of campaign really wants to showcase people's passion points, businesses' passion points, and our passion points as a brand. It's saying when people, you know, do the things that they love, usually they want to capture those things, share them with others. And we as a brand are really that connectivity partner that ensures that people can capture and share their special moments, their passions in essence.
Yeah. Take me behind the scenes. I love to find out about, you know, the planning when the team was sitting together and they were developing this Made Of campaign and the meaning that you wanted to have at the core of it, the meaning behind Made Of.
So this was very simple for us. It was saying, you know, as people will all have passions, and I think as a brand as well, we have our own passion, you know. People doing the things that they love is their passions, and as a brand, for us, the passion really is to get to a point where we connect every South African so everybody can live their passion, live more of what they are made of. And the idea of Made Of was saying, let's showcase passion, because passion is such an important and powerful tool. When people are passionate about things, you know, they aspire to do more, they aspire to be great. And what we did was look at the passions of the people, look at our own passion as a brand, and we married those two and said, you know, you can live your passion and we will supply the connectivity to ensure that you can live your passion. So that's really the story behind the campaign.
And you certainly connected the dots there because once one pursues something with passion, there's untold levels of success that you can then achieve. So how will Telkom then ensure that customers enjoy unlimited life with unlimited connectivity?
If you look at the range of products and services that we offer, from prepaid to mobile to LTE to fiber, no matter who you are, where you are, what your budget is, there is a connectivity solution that's available for you that will allow you to live an unlimited life and ultimately live your monati.
I love that. Live your monati. Let's touch a little bit on the Made Of quality connection and where can our viewers then find out more about Telkom and the ways to unlock their passions and live their monati, like you say.
The narrative around connectivity for all is, as a brand, we're working really hard to make sure that, you know, we improve on our network so that every South African can ultimately be connected. We are working tirelessly, putting a lot of budget behind our network progress to make sure that South Africans can be connected. And really, if you want to see, to check, you know, what products and services we have that will enable your connectivity, to also check, you know, coverage in your specific area, you can visit our website or check out our social media pages. All that information is readily available there.
Yeah. Now, of course, the youth have spoken with quite a loud voice for the 3rd year consecutively, voting you as the coolest brand. But why should Telkom be Mzansi's first telco of choice?
I think it's very simple. You know, we design all our products and services with the customer in mind. So everything that we do is centered around our customers. You know, it's about understanding our customers, what it is that they need from a connectivity point of view. And by doing that, I think we offer up solutions that resonate and are contextual for our customers. And that is the reason I think we are able to get accolades such as this one.
Well, once again, Martha, congratulations to you and your team, and we wish you all of the success with all of your endeavours going forward.
Thank you so much.
So that's Martha Nkwashwi there, the Senior Manager for Brand and Communications at Telkom. Now remember to keep your eyes locked on Telkom's social media pages for access to amazing competitions that they will be running throughout this campaign. A little birdie also told me that there's an opportunity to win a voucher worth 10,000 Rand for a weekend away. So for more information on that, you can visit the website, visit telkom.co.za.
Dad, I hope you're ready. We've got to go. Come on. Guys! Okay, guys, come on, come on.
Morning, Dana. And you too. Because of you, we're made of connectivity for all.
Well, it's 8:08. Let's take a final look at your national headlines. Several companies in the mining and energy sector have pledged to invest billions in Limpopo. The companies made the pledges on the last day of a two-day mining conference in Polokwane. Some 20 companies made pledges to invest more than 34 billion rand in the province. A director of a company in the mining industry, Power Motseleng, said that the investment should not only be in the form of money, but empowering people as well. And staying with local news, the MEC for Education in Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi, says provision has been made to accommodate the large number of grade 1s and grade 8s who have applied for admissions to popular schools in the 2023 academic year. These schools are predominantly in the Alberton and Pretoria North areas. The department received more than 764,000 applications for next year. Parents will receive text messages from the department about placements between today and the end of November. Moving to news abroad, the CAF, also the Confederation of African Football, is to reopen bidding for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations after stripping Guinea of the right to host the competition, with Morocco among the nations set to apply. CAF President Patrice Motsepe was in the Guinean capital on Friday, where he announced that the 24-team tournament would not take place there. The political situation in Guinea, which has also been under military rule since a coup last year, had also led to concerns over security and organization for its Nations Cup hosting. And staying with news abroad, at least 125 people have died in a crash at an Indonesian soccer match. It is regarded as one of the world's worst stadium disasters. Hundreds were also injured in the aftermath of home team Arema FC's loss in the overcrowded stadium late on Saturday in Malang, East Java. Now, the tragedy happened after police tear-gassed fans who invaded the pitch. As panic spread, thousands surged towards the stadium's exits, where many suffocated. FIFA's president, Gianni Infantino, said it was a tragedy beyond comprehension. And bringing it back home, South Africa was as astonished and as astounded as the rest of Trevor Noah's US audience when the South African announced on Tuesday night, in fact on Thursday night, that he would be leaving The Daily Show. And it remained quite the topic on social media during the past weekend. Reports now have it that Roy Wood Jr. is in the running to take over from Noah. Wood has been closely linked to the show for the last couple of years, and it's said that he's seen as someone who could be Noah's successor. Big shoes to fill. When the 31-year-old Noah took over the satirical news and talk show in September 2015, he was relatively unknown in the US, but already a rising star in South Africa. 7 years later, and now an international superstar, he has called it a day. He says, and I quote, "I've realized there's another part of my life that I wish to carry on exploring. I miss going to other countries and putting on shows. I miss just being everywhere, doing everything." And fortunately for this country, one of those new things on his horizon is a South African tour next year. Of course, we wish Trevor Noah all of the best. We are super proud of him. And that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take a final look at your sport.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Let's start with cricket, and what a batting performance from both teams. But it was India ultimately who survived an unbeaten 106 by David Miller, and their first T20 series win, in fact, against South Africa on home soil, emphatically underpinned with a 16-run victory in that second match. Surya Kumar Yadav smashing 61 off just 22 balls. He put on a 102-run stand with Virat Kohli, who made 49 not out. That helped India to 237 for 3. In reply, South Africa looked good. They finished on 221 for 3, thanks to an unbeaten 174-run stand between Miller and Quinton de Kock, who made 69 not out, as the hosts took that unbeatable 2-0 lead now in the 3-match series. The third and final T20 takes place tomorrow. That'll be the final match for both teams, in fact, ahead of the T20 World Cup that kicks off on the 22nd of this month, but both teams in pretty dominant form. And speaking of which, we turn to football now, and Erling Haaland and Phil Foden both scoring hat-tricks as Man City thrashed Manchester United 6-3 to move within a point of Premier League table toppers Arsenal. So it was just the 4th time in Premier League history that 2 players from the same team have scored a hat-trick in the same game. It was also Haaland's 3rd hat-trick this season. Incredible. Arsenal, they claimed a 3-1 win over North London rivals Spurs, thanks to goals from Then Liverpool, they continued their stuttering start to the season, playing out to a 3-3 draw against Brighton, while Conor Gallagher, he scored the winner against his former club as Chelsea beat Crystal Palace 2-1. Then plenty to be positive about on the rugby front, as the South African teams made it 4 from 4 yet again in another amazing weekend of rugby for the local sides. That was, of course, in the 3rd round of the United Rugby Championship. So the Bulls, Stormers, Sharks and Lions all occupying spots in the top 8 on the standings now as a result. The local action started on Friday night when the Bulls kept their composition and kept their composure, definitely, to beat Connacht 28-14. That was for their 3rd straight win. Then the Lions completed a Welsh double by defeating Cardiff 31-18. The Stormers, they beat Edinburgh 34-18 in a repeat of last season's quarter-finals, while in the final match of the weekend, the Sharks just edge out the Dragons 20-19 in a nail-biter there. Then finally on to Formula 1. Oh, the current world champion's going to have to wait a little bit longer. That's because Sergio Perez won a rain-affected Singapore Grand Prix, leaving his Red Bull teammate Max Verstappen waiting at least another week to retain his Formula 1 World Championship. So the Mexican finishing 7.5 seconds ahead of Ferrari's Charles Leclerc, and was given a 5-second penalty for a safety car infringement, meaning that he was not stripped of the race win, just knocked back a few seconds, but it didn't matter in the end. Carlos Sainz completed that podium, while World Championship leader Max Verstappen, he could only muster a 7th place finish. That means the World Championship lead over Leclerc has now been cut to 104 points ahead of this week's Japanese Grand Prix. Perez currently 2 points behind Leclerc. But that's where we leave our sport for this Monday morning. Let's take a look now at the road, see what the traffic is looking like. Right, let's kick it off in Waterkloof Ridge in Pretoria. There's been an accident on the N1 southbound. That's before the Rigel Avenue off-ramp. The left shoulder of the road currently closed. Slow-moving traffic in the area. Then down in Pinetown in KZN, a stationary vehicle on the N3 eastbound. That's after the ramp leading to Shongweni. Left shoulder of the road currently closed there as well. Please approach with caution. Then staying in KZN, a truck has overturned on the R34 route. That's north of Mpangeni out in KZN. So please be safe out on the roads. Let's see if the weather is going to affect any of your traffic or your traversing this morning. And Kat's got the latest with a global weather perspective as well.
Well, in the latest news, at least 80 people have been confirmed dead after Hurricane Ian struck the U.S., with rescuers desperately searching for survivors among the ruins of flooded homes. Now, the American Red Cross has described Ian as one of the largest natural disasters ever to hit Florida state, and has sent more than 1,000 disaster workers to provide shelter and food for the homeless. Now, the remnants of one of the strongest and costliest hurricanes in American history is now headed north, with authorities in Florida and South Carolina left assessing the damage. Now, Ian has been linked to, or has been likened to an A-bomb, and about 10,000 people remain unaccounted for, although the authorities believe many are likely to be in shelters or without power. It comes as President Joe Biden and the First Lady confirmed their plans to travel to Florida and Puerto Rico next week to survey the damage and meet officials and residents after the hurricane battered both regions. Now, for our last update this morning, we have Maureen Turner from Durbanville showing off her usual morning views from the top of her balcony, watching the sunrise through the clouds. Then also Nancy Govender, thank you very much to you, who sent us a picture from Pennington in KZN, where she captured this beautiful shot of the waves crashing up against the rocks, and it's a perfect way to start the morning. Nicholas Meyer shared this lovely shot of the sunlight peeking from behind the hills of Hartenbos, and then last up, we have Herman Vermeulen, who snapped this shot while taking a walk on the beach of our breathtaking Table Mountain. Take a look at that. This from Woodbridge Island in Milnerton. The perfect shot to start the morning. Do make sure that you do send us those sunrise pictures. We love seeing them every morning. Send them through to us to 063-408-8863 as we quickly take a last look at what temperatures look like all around the country. Polokwane, you can expect a low of 17 and a high of 35. Mbombela between 18 and 37. Moving over to Gauteng and Pretoria, a low of 17 and a high of 35. In Johannesburg, similar conditions there, 17 to 34. Over in the northwest in Mahikeng, a low of 17 and a high of 36. In Klerksdorp, a low of 16 and a high of 37. In the Northern Cape, Kimberley, a low of 12 and a high of 37. Very hot day there for you. Zero chance of rain in Bloemfontein in the Free State. Between 9 and 35 is what you can expect your temperatures to be. In Richards Bay, between 20 and 34. And then moving over to Pietermaritzburg, a 4% chance of rain over there with temperatures ranging between 14 and 35. In Durban, 9 to 24. In Tata, with a 6% chance of rain, a low of 10 and a high of 28. East London, a low of 13 with a high of 23 and a 25% chance of rain over there. In Cradock, a low of 7 and a high of 30. In Gqeberha, a low of 13 and a high of 20. George, a 5% chance of rain with a low of 10 and a high of 19. Cape Town, a 56% chance of rain today for you with a low of 9 and a high of 19. Worcester, between 3 and 21. Those are your temperatures. In Sutherland, a low of 20 and a high of, or low of 9, or 2 rather, and a high of 20. With Uppington proving to be the hottest once again, a low of 12 and a high of 33. So that's what the temperature looks like all around the country, but no matter what the weather looks like, I hope that it's going to be an absolutely fantastic start to the week for you.
Oh, well, just looking at those gorgeous sunrise views that's been coming through, just really inspires all the travel that is still to be had, if I can put it that way, across our beautiful country.
Yeah, we want you to go out and explore, and I think one of our greatest assets when it comes to tourism in this country, the reason why so many tourists flock from all over the world, are exquisite wine routes. So thanks to MasterCard, we want you to experience some especially curated, completely priceless opportunities to travel and see these beautiful parts of the world, whether it's in Franschhoek, whether it's in Constantia or whether it's in Stellenbosch. You cannot lose. We've got some of the most beautiful wine areas in the world and, of course, some of the best wines to partake in as well. So go out there and explore this beautiful country and sip a little toast to the good life in the process.
Well, make sure you visit priceless.com for more details, and the offer is valid until the 31st of December 2022.
When I was diagnosed with cancer at 32, thankfully I had illness insurance from Old Mutual. I was able to pay all the extra unexpected costs, and then, with the help of my financial advisor, I was able to invest the rest of my lump sum payout. I didn't expect this to happen to me, but the insurance has been a great relief.
back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, and what a way to kickstart your Monday. We have award-winning comedian, energetic MC, decorated radio producer and presenter. Mel Jones is bona fide it girl on the entertainment landscape, and her witty take on motherhood and the woes of, existence is only outmatched by her welcoming persona and her drop-dead gorgeous looks. And I promise you I wasn't paid to say that. But can we give Mel Jones a very good, warm, feel-good welcome?
Stop! No, do more.
Well, it's been a while since we've had you. I think the last time you came to visit us was during Friday Funnies.
I know, that was a little after that. I think it was just before COVID. I think that COVID just kind of kept me away, as it probably did most people.
We've missed you. How does it feel to be back?
So good. It feels like, when you come back and you have a family reunion and you arrive and you kind of had a chat to everybody and catch up and get to hug people again. Hug people is always great.
Amazing. And tell me, you've now tapped into the space?
I have.
Is it Mornings with Mel?
Mornings with Mel Jones on catchthewave.co.za. It's an online radio station. I've dabbled with radio before. I was on a few radio stations and haven't been in a while, so it's good to be back, good to be in that space again.
How are you adjusting to now being behind the microphone, not in front of the audience, or do you feel like COVID prepared you for that?
I think that because we were doing Zoom meetings that were comedy shows, it kind of made me realize that you can talk to yourself and talk to many people at the same time, and it kind of feels the same way. So that radio space, with an online radio station, it's very difficult to kind of picture who you don't get the immediate results. So I think that it's a bit of an adjustment, having a scheduled thing to do, because comedy is very haphazard.
Yeah.
So having a thing that you have to do every day is a bit of an adjustment. It's like I've started motherhood all over again.
All over again.
All over again.
All over again. And how's that adjustment been for you?
The motherhood thing?
Yes.
No, my motherhood thing is, my son's 25, so I thought I'd gotten rid of that phase of my life. So getting back into I don't know. Feels like I have to learn to change the nappies again, feed the baby, burp the baby. What else do you need to do? Oh, don't drop the baby. That parenting is very important. Yeah.
Well, Mel, it's so great to have you. Of course, catch her on Catch the Wave. It's Mornings with Mel Jones from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. And I always find this question, and maybe you can be different, but I always find it so silly when you ask a female comedian about how is the female comedian space when I know so many female comedians.
Yes.
But there is room always for improvement.
There's always room for improvement because we have grown leaps and bounds, but we need to grow a little bit more. And I think the more people who do it, the more people welcome other women into the space, because it's always difficult to have a handful of people doing it. And then once it starts growing and once we start getting into a space where it becomes more commonplace, I think that makes it a little easier for people to go, hey, wait a minute, I can do that. So hopefully we can lead by example.
Yeah.
Well, I'm usually a bad example, so maybe follow someone else's lead.
No, you're a good example. You're an excellent example. But I know that our viewers can now also catch you on Wednesdays. I believe you are at the Wednesdays at a cafe in town called the Wave Theatre Cafe.
Waves, it's downstairs. It's 62 Hart Street, so we do comedy nights there on a Wednesday night from 8 p.m. So if you're looking for a place to go, because the place is opening up a little bit.
And it's so nice that it's back to normal.
And so we want to try and find a regular spot, and this is going to be a regular spot.
So if people go there for date night or just the night out, what can they expect?
Well, don't come there for date night on the first date.
Okay.
Never take your date to comedy night for the first date. Settle in first, maybe third or fourth date's a good place, so yeah. But good fun always.
Can you just imagine taking someone to a comedy show for a first date?
I'll have to imagine taking anyone on a date, because I haven't been on a date in a long time. COVID's taken that away from me as well. I'm going to blame COVID. I'm not going to blame the fact that I'm
It's okay.
brutally
I think many of us are blaming COVID for that. But you know what? Can you believe this year has gone by so quickly? We are already in October, which we know as Hope-tober. And I think for you, Mel, you're a light of energy.
Oh, thank you.
What are your hopes for Mzansi this year, or for the rest of the year?
The hopes are that we're going to be able to integrate into society a lot better, that we're going to be able to hug each other a little more, that we're going to be able to have contact with people, and that it's going to be good contact, because the energy that we exchange is always such a pleasant thing to have. Being in a room where people can exchange that energy it's priceless.
It is priceless. It absolutely is. Well, Mel, thank you for joining us today. And of course, do catch her on catchthewave.co.za. Her show is from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. So you're going to go from here to there?
No.
Did you take today off?
I took today off for you, just for
us. Look how special we are. Well, it's so great to have you here. Mel Jones on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, you know what, Derek? My hope is that we could take this energy that is in abundance here in the studio and then feed it through to the board of Eskom so that they could power the nation.
Fire them up.
That's my hope. Come on, guys. You can do it. You can do it.
Light.
Come on. Of course, Derek was joining us here as part of the team from Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, and we are spreading hope this October in honor of you with Hope Tober. And we want to share words from Ntate Nelson Mandela, who once said, "Remember that hope is a powerful weapon even when all else is lost." And Derek, you actually did you have any interactions with Ntate Mandela while he
I did, yeah. The most remarkable was when Mark Shuttleworth was in space.
Yes.
And I'd been with him as he shuttled off in Kazakhstan, got back to South Africa, and we were in the carte blanche studio with Madiba, and just sitting and watching Mark in space, and they had this chat, and Mark was doing little tricks and juggling the camera.
Wow.
It was a beautiful, beautiful moment.
Wonderful. And you've indeed been part of those historic moments in our lives. And together with the team from Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, we are spreading hope. And so that message goes out to all of those brave ones out there that are making it through no matter what it is that you're facing in life. And we're giving you the chance to be one of 3 lucky winners of a 2,000 Rand, all by answering our competition question that you can find either on our Expresso Facebook page, our Twitter page, or Instagram pages. Of course, use that hashtag HopeTober and hashtag sponsors of Brave. And hope, it is really a big word. So to get the conversation started, we've asked you to tell us in your message of hope, or give us a message of hope for South Africa out there. And we've received so many incredible messages, and we love reading all of them. But we are excited to announce another winner. We've announced
It's early Christmas here.
Let's take a look at our winner, our second winner, which is Mark Jacobs. And you did a great job reading the last message of hope. Would you indulge us again, Derek?
I would, but then I have to turn my back to the camera.
Oh, no, don't worry. Everyone is seeing the picture of Ryan at home, so you can go ahead.
So from Mark Jacobs, let us become a nation of giving, sharing, caring, and loving each other. Hashtag HopeTober, hashtag sponsors of Brave, hashtag Expresso Show. But how true, hey?
Yeah.
Why can't we give and share? This is what I always wonder about.
It's almost as if we lost that age-old lesson where you teach kids that sharing is caring.
Yeah.
And then it just evolves into building communities that care and share with each other as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I think better, rather than complaining, just get out and acknowledge other people and share with them, because there's always somebody that's got a tougher life than you.
Absolutely. And Mark, thank you very much for sharing your message of hope with us. And of course, hope is about having something to look forward to, believing in the good things that can still happen. It's all about seeing all of the best qualities and looking forward. Remember, there is still that one more 2,000 Rand cash prize that is up for grabs this morning. Simply share your message of hope for South Africa on our social media pages. And of course, don't forget to include that hashtag HopeTober and hashtag sponsors of Brave. Today's competition does close at 8:50, which
I'll
is...
still get my entry in.
Yeah, 25 minutes to go. You still do have time. And the T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Hope-tober is a month of hope, brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time.
This Tuesday evening at 7 on Color Your Plate with Coop, things heat up in the kitchen as 5 more potential cooking stars fight for a spot in the next round.
I'm getting a bit worried here.
That chicken doesn't have that thing.
Returning to the panel is Season 1 guest judge, media personality and social media star Lasizwe Dambuza.
The pressure is getting worse. You're
pot is burning.
That's Color Your Plate with Coop. Tuesday evenings at 7, only on SABC2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on S3. It's a Monday morning. We're hanging out with great people. The energy is absolutely amazing, and we're spreading hope. We're also spreading a lot of feel-good vibes. Mel, have you been tuning in on Saturdays at 6:30 on S3 to watch?
When I'm awake, which
when you're at
really.
This is in the evening. I'm talking about Saturdays.
It's also when I'm awake.
Well, don't worry. We will recap because the Tropica Island of Treasure, it is back on your screens with an all-star season on S3. So with a thrilling start to the season, we want to celebrate by getting you involved in some of the home challenges to win some smooth prizes.
That's right. Stand a chance to win big with a shared 1 million rand and 250,000 rand worth of Suzuki products. Plus, you can also win big when you take part in the weekly at-home Tropica challenges. And this week's challenge is the Tropica Flipper Bottle Opener. Take a look at what this looks like so that you can try it out at home. That keeps winning all the time. He's just amazing at this. Unbelievable. So to enter, all you need to do is to recreate this week's hashtag Tropica Flipper Bottle Opener Challenge on the Tropica social pages. Then share your video on social media by tagging @MyTropica and then including hashtag Tropica.
There we go. And the entries will close at midnight on the 8th of October. There are some T's and C's that apply, and the winner will be selected and contacted via Tropica social media pages. But we have Mel Jones here. We've got some slippers, a bottle, as well as some Tropica, and I feel like we need to put you to the test.
Mel?
So do you want to squeeze in here?
Can I get the bottle that other guy opened? I want that.
We've gotten you a fresh one.
Okay, now please tell me that it is fresh.
So are the slippers. Those are fresh.
I hope this is not someone's daddy's slippers.
No. Those are
They're brand new.
How do you know us? How do you know us? Okay, so the idea is for you to open the bottle and then to pour it successfully into the glass.
These slippers, though.
Oh, Mel, you got strong hands.
These are strong hands.
Slippers like that.
Okay, let's...
Hello, Zed. Okay, let's see if you can do it.
No, I don't think I can.
I think you can. She's got grip.
There we go, Mel. Oh, Mel. Mel, and then,
Oh, it's squeezing.
Yeah.
You're squeezing it.
Yes.
You got to get the grip on top, Mel. There we go. Now
she's working it.
Don't tell me where I need to put the grip. I know how to put the grip.
There we go. Do you have it?
I don't.
You have it? Look at that. There was a little bit of...
It sounds like it's opening.
Let's see if your pouring technique is good enough.
I don't know if it's open yet.
It is.
It's making a mess.
It is making a mess.
But you got to...
I'm good at that, Zoe.
Get that grip going.
There we go. There we go.
I think you just closed it some more.
I probably did. I'm doing the reverse.
So obviously when you're at home, try and make this fun for you and whomever it is that you're taking part with, you know, put in a bit of a time.
Kitchen towels down.
Okay. Well, while Mel's trying that, you only have this week left to enter for that cash prize of 1,000 rand. So go and get a bottle of Tropica and enter this competition. Mel Jones is showing us exactly how to do it.
Maybe not exactly.
Oh, you're doing really well. Look at that.
Mel, come on, come on.
C'est voilà.
Well
C'est
done.
voilà. Merci.
Should I try that?
Now, make sure that you catch all of your favorite all-stars on Tropica Island of Treasure this Saturday on S3 with a new episode airing at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday. Are you going to try it, Zoe?
I don't think I can.
Yeah, I don't know if you've got the strength. You've got to be able to bend that slipper. Bend it. Ooh.
Ooh.
I had a Mel.
Yes!
Look at that. That is incredible. Oh! Listen,
Okay, I can't pour in.
take a quick little look at the sneak peek of what's coming up.
This week on Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars, the contestants will be competing in their final elimination round in South Africa with the most grueling quiz of their lives.
It's all smooth.
The remaining teams will earn their flavors and one team will be island bound with a secret long life charm advantage. Who will be heading to the Seychelles and who will be watching it from home? That's Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars this Saturday at 6:30, only on S3.
With all of the excitement, we bring it right back to the studio where we are so privileged to have the icon that is PJ Power's Mum Thandeka with us in studio, sharing her beautiful music that has been iconic for such a long time and continues to bring us together as a nation. And this song in particular, as you start off your Monday morning, Jabulani.
I've been playing in the rain at Jabulani. And I've been holding hands with you at Jabulani. Everybody dance. Jabulani. The people sing and dance at Jabulani. There's always just a chance at Jabulani for you to find romance at Jabulani.
I'm going to take you on tour with me.
Come on, I'm ready. I'm ready. Give me my mic with it. Jabu, 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 lad.
What it is.
I nearly lost the lung.
I think PJ on tour sounds divine.
I'd absolutely love that. Ladies and gentlemen, PJ Powers on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Feel Good vibes.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yes, it is indeed. Welcome back to it, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We are live, large, and in charge. It's a Monday morning, and look who joins us. It's none other than Derek Watts, ladies and gentlemen. Just once again, please.
Thank you.
This doesn't happen every day.
Famous financial consultant.
Right on the money, because we're talking bills. We've got them all. Some of them are fixed, some of them are non-negotiable costs like home loans and school fees, but others like data and electricity and subscriptions are a bit more, they're things that we can control, or, at least taper a little bit if we'd like to. So we've been discussing the increased cost of everything these last few weeks, and we're opening up the conversation with you at home and, of course, with the team here in studio, and it is such a privilege to be able to lean on some of your wisdom, Derek, because you...
I think you have to do a lot of leaning.
Well, I've got a couple of questions that I'd like to ask everyone at home, and then to us as well, just to kind of discuss a little bit. And one being, besides the fixed costs like we were talking about, home loans and cars and school fees, what are some of the reoccurring bills that currently are on your table that you have to pay? Electricity, data subscriptions, water, are they prepaid? How do you work around your monthly budget when you look at those more controllable things? Maybe you could give us some sage words of advice.
Would you like me to be honest?
Please.
100% honest.
Okay. So I'm married to Belinda, who used to work for Nedbank when I married her, and she is the family's financier. And she picks up things that are just unbelievable because soon after we married, she found we were paying for 4 phones. We didn't never use any of them.
Oh, wow.
And so she's very good at picking up things that we're paying for, which we shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I would let ride for years. And, so she's very good at that. But the truth of it is I'm not allowed to. I've never learned to do an EFT.
Oh.
So I don't know if this is the way that Belinda has of just controlling my expenditure, but so it could be like giving the financial responsibility to the more responsible member of the family. Yeah, I think that's exactly it. But as to tips that I can think of is, first of all, I go to the bank every month and collect bags full of money.
Oh, so you still work with cash?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I get bags of it.
No, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
No, but it's for car guards.
You are the worst.
No, I do. Because, it's a terrible excuse when I see people pulling out of a park place. Sorry, got no change. Or, you feel like,
Fair enough.
Somebody at a traffic light. So I've got my stash.
Yeah.
So I hope nobody knows that in that Fiat 500 there are a lot of 10 Rand notes.
Just don't give the number plate. But have you become more conscious of things like airtime and your data? Or are you on one of those kind of abundant packages that just you could download and stream everything? Or do you work consciously with that as well?
No. Look, I am conscious of spending. I really am.
Yeah.
Possibly on the verge of being tight.
Which is not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing, but like at first, I used to always, when we went out for dinner, I wanted to be the guy who paid. So I've now got into this thing of splitting the bill.
Yes.
Which is quite a thing, when you go out, you have just a coffee and a light meal. Splitting the bill for me is like, never used to do it, but I've now split the bill. So
fair enough.
There we go.
Fair enough. And people have to take responsibility. You're the one that had the Wagyu steak. Pay for it. Okay, last question then. What's one thing that you can think of doing to save more on your monthly bills? Do you think that there's something that you can do?
Well, you can go out less.
Okay.
You can, go and buy groceries and do some home cooking. You've seen my sort of omelette making ability.
Yeah.
So there you go. You can do a lot at home.
Yeah.
No, seriously, eating out is expensive, and look, I don't want to do in the restaurants, but make it a special occasion.
Right.
And so that's one thing that I do. I try not to just drive around aimlessly, try and sort of cut the fuel bill. Because my little car chews fuel, although it's a Fiat 500.
Yeah. And I think
Abarth, so it uses as much as a 4x4.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm not a spendthrift. Yeah, clothing. I go to shops that are having sales.
No, but that's how you have to shop.
Brilliant.
That's how you have to be.
I've got my favourite little shop in Randburg, and you get brands there that are from overseas, and the prices are really good.
If you wait long enough, you'll catch a sale season.
So big into sales.
Well done. And well done to Belinda as well, just for keeping the...
Well, Belinda,
making sure there's only 2 phones that are actually in use.
Yes.
So, of course, we're talking, water, electricity, data, airtime. These are all costs that are part of life. So, where you can be more conscious and save a few bucks, put in a little bit of an effort to do so. Plus, if you use your Nedbank American Express card to pay on the Nedbank Money app you'll then qualify, or for your qualifying bills, rather, you can then earn cash back as well. And one small change like that could really make a big impact in your life.
Can make a huge impact. And if you have any other tips on how you've tried to make money better choices on your bills, then please share your comments with us online. We would love to get that conversation started and have and in fact share some of your words of wisdom on air this coming Friday. Ooh. So share away.
Looking forward to that indeed. I'm quite interested in this exercise of yours of going to pick up money at the bank.
James is on a long overdue holiday. All because he chose to invest in an electronic Optimum Plus account.
Yes.
seriously. Be like James. Open a Nedbank Electronic Optimum Plus account and get an effective interest rate of up to 12.4%.
Well, we are at that home stretch of the Golden Cloud competition with a weekly celebration of a spring high tea. Now, 5 lucky viewers stand a chance to win 10,000 Rand from Golden Cloud and a Kenwood appliance. Now, it's time for us to announce our 4th winner, and we want to say congratulations to Barandina Bowles. She is the winner, of course, walking away with that 10,000 Rand thanks to Golden Cloud and that Kenwood appliance. Now, she inspired the bake for today. So we're going to take inspiration and make her vanilla heart-shaped cake. We have Jenny Morris, we have Mel Jones in the kitchen, and this is going to be a little party, a tea party for the girls.
This is going to be a party in your mouth.
Ah,
fantastic. So that's for you.
Fantastic.
You girls are going to make the icing.
Oh, you girls.
Yeah, well, you're still young. So this kit comes with everything, and I'm going to make this for my granddaughter, Alexi.
Oh,
yes.
So is she fascinated with hearts? I think you can open that. Oh, see, you're the good one.
I'm the one who's been working my arms way too long.
All right, so while you're working your arms, I'm going to work my wrists, and I'm going to beat the eggs with some milk. You know what's so easy about this recipe?
You just
add the wet to the dry, or the dry to the wet. It doesn't matter.
Whichever way,
yes.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yes.
So Mel's starting there with our icing sugar. She's adding some butter.
Yes.
Okay, so let me turn it on for you. And then if you want to adjust the volume.
You're going to get white dust all over you.
So I'm going to stand here.
Mel and I are very dangerous in the kitchen.
Do you want it a bit stronger?
Yes, I would like it stronger, please. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, that's what we were warned about.
Okay, you know what? I can make your life easy. I've told you it comes in a kit, so you don't have to stress. I've already made some. And I've coloured the icing.
Oh, look.
Yes.
Look at our icing.
Done.
And I've always wondered, Jenny, how do you get it rainbow coloured like this?
Okay, so the way I do it is I want 4 colours. I'll put 4 little blobs, and then 4 little blobs and 4 little blobs, so that you build it. And then you squeeze the first little bit out, and then your colour will come together beautifully. So it's marbled.
Marbled, that's what it is. I feel like it's unicorn inspired.
Yes.
Look at that.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Beautiful icing for us.
Ah, thank you, Zoe.
But we don't need
Made it easy because it came in a packet.
It did. It came in not in any packet. It's in a Golden Cloud packet, darling.
It's all about the convenience. Now, Chef Jenny Morris, you've got our cupcakes going, and this is for your granddaughter, Alexi.
Alexi, this is from your granny.
Can I go ahead and start piping our icing?
Why don't you fill it all the way?
I'm going to first do it, and look, you don't always go all the way. You're going to go about up to there, because if I do it like that, it's going to bubble over the top. Okay. See how it rises?
I got told to hand you the icing so you can decorate the cupcakes.
Mel's quite good in the
Don't look so concerned, Mel. You just have fun decorating.
I'm not concerned for me. I'm concerned for the people who are going to have to eat it.
It's Alexi. She's going to have to eat it, but she will appreciate it because it's coming from Auntie Mel. Yes. Auntie Mel Jones. Well, there you have it.
For Alexi.
Now, the Golden Cloud cake mixes that we use today, they are so quick and easy. As you can see, you can whip up a delicious cake or cupcakes in just 30 minutes. And with the simple addition of just milk, eggs, and oil, you have the perfect high tea treats ready in minutes. Look how creative Mel Jones is getting with her icing skill.
Mel, I'm impressed. When I was trying to help you find a man, I had her in the kitchen doing a couple of dishes that would catch someone. You weren't as good as this, so you obviously Golden Cloud have done the trick for you.
They have done the trick, and she's also working her magic with different little icing techniques. But you at home, you stand a chance to win 10,000 Rand from Golden Cloud and a Kenwood appliance, so you can obviously bake with the best. Now, there are just a few days left for you to enter, so simply create a bake using Golden Cloud products and share your photo of your bake on the competition post on the Expresso's Facebook or Twitter pages, or you can simply WhatsApp us that entry on 063-814-2300 and tell us what makes your high tea creation the best. Make sure to include a Golden Cloud product in your picture, and don't forget to use that hashtag high tea with Golden Cloud. There we go. This looks amazing.
I'm impressed, Melly.
Well, you did say it was for your granddaughters. I thought I'd make an effort.
Oh, look at you. I think Alexi's going to love this one.
She's going
It's
to
got the
love that
most
one.
icing.
Well, it's got a nice little curl, but she's got curls.
Well, there we
Alexia's got
go.
curls, so.
Jenny, thank you for joining us. Mel, thank you for showing us your creativity. And if you want to get your hands on this delicious recipe, I feel like I need to direct you to the website, but you also just buy yourself a golden cloud box, and in that cake mix is all the ingredients and the details that you need, because that's how quick and easy it is. So it is available on our website, expressoshow.com. Just search for the vanilla-shaped heart cake, and that is where that recipe can be found.
This Tuesday evening at 7 on Color Your Plate with Coop. Things heat up in the kitchen as 5 more potential cooking stars fight for a spot in the next round.
I'm getting a bit worried here, eh?
That chicken doesn't have that thing.
Returning to the panel is Season 1 guest judge, media personality and social media star Lasizwe Dambuza.
The pressure is getting worse. Your pot is burning.
That's Color Your Plate with Coop. Tuesday evenings at 7, only on SABC2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, here on S3, where we've had the most fantastic day in the presence of legends, icons. Oh, my goodness, Derek Watts, it's been such a pleasure hanging out with you. And, I got the chance to do it many, many years ago, and I'm just reminded once again how, what a great person.
Day and night, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. We spent an entire day and night together.
Yeah.
But we've been spending the morning together spreading hope, courtesy of Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, and spreading hope during this October, which is in honor of you out there, South Africans, in this month that we call Hope-tober. And Nelson Mandela also said these words, that remember that hope is a powerful weapon even when all else seems lost. And this goes out to everyone out there who's facing challenges in their lives but still rising above it all. And we've tasked you with getting the conversation started and giving us your message of hope for South Africa, with the promise of a 1 in 3 chance for you to win a 2,000 Rand.
Got my entry.
Did we? No, I don't think so. You might have missed it because we closed entries at 8:50, but we've received brilliant messages all across our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram with those hashtags, hashtag Hope-tober and hashtag sponsors of Brave. And we've got our last winner, Derek, and it is Nomvula, all the way from Mafikeng, Fumba Nomvula Bongiwe. And if you could please do us the honor of reading this message of hope.
Sure. Fumba's message is my message of hope to Mzansi. Let's unite and stand together against all odds we are facing, and we are facing a lot of odds. Let's accept that. Together we can do more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hashtag Hope-tober, hashtag sponsors of Brave.
And I think that's the message we take forward. Together we can do more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. Well, it's been absolutely incredible hanging out with you.
Thanks
and
for your hospitality. I felt like part of the team here. What time must I be here tomorrow?
5 o'clock. Makeup and wardrobe.
Lots of makeup.
We will continue to spread hope all throughout the month of Hope-tober. But just to cap off this Monday morning on a feel-good note, we still have one more performance from the legend, the icon, PJ Powers. Hope-tober is a month of hope, brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time.
Oh, well, we have PJ Powers in studio for her final performance. And before we get into that, I know we've been talking about hope because it is Hope-Tober. And PJ, I wanted to know from you, what does hope mean to you and what is your hope for Mzansi this year?
Hope is everything. Without hope, we have nothing. And I just want to say that I'm incredibly proud. I do believe that civil society and big business is the answer to instilling hope back into this country, because there are so many wonderful things. And when I came in here and I saw that Adcock Ingram, OTC, meaning over-the-counter, I found that out, are sponsoring this month of Hope-Tober and sponsors of Brave. It's wonderful to see big business get involved in this. And I urge and challenge everybody else, please, to follow suit, because it's fantastic. And I want to dedicate this next song that I'm going to do to Hope-Tober.
Well, there we go. Here's PJ Powers on your Feel Good Breakfast show with Feel So Strong.
Yes, it's appropriate. Hashtag Hope-Tober, feel so strong. Yesterday, you took me by the hand. Ooh, and all at once, I began to understand. But I never thought I'd find a friend quite like you. Ooh, I never thought you loved me, but you do. And now I feel so strong. Your love has made me feel again that I belong. I couldn't really tell you, so I wrote this song. So listen carefully. When you're here with me, I feel so strong. I feel so strong. Come on, everybody. Woo! I never felt like this before. Being alone isn't scary anymore. I got this feeling in my heart that now we're friends. I know we'll never ever part. But I never thought I'd find a friend quite like you. Woo! I never thought you loved me, but you do. And now I feel so strong. Your love has made me feel again that I belong.
This spring, here's to Mother Nature and all the other mums who bring wonders into our world. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
Strong, feel so strong, feel so strong, I feel strong. I tripped over myself. Yeah. So strong. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know I feel so strong. Your love has made me feel again that I
Woo.